Oh, hey, guys at E. This is for the E crew. I got a long letter from Sean, Beetlejuice's manager, who claims he thinks that on E you guys are cutting out his plugs. And he notes that Isaac is the main perpetrator of this crime.
Uh-oh.
Well, why would you cut out Beetlejuice's plugs?
Why would Isaac in particular do it?
Yeah, but I'm getting letters from Sean, 7-page missives. Here's Robin Radzinski, executive producer of E.
Sean's accused us of that for years now. Every time we put, we'll make a conscious effort to put his plug in because we know he has issues, but very often the plug is for, Beetlejuice is at the Country Bear Jamboree Saturday night.
So it's dated.
They're timely, it's dated.
Right.
Every opportunity we put in the jollydwarf.com.
What a job.
He's got this idea that we're trying to sabotage his business. It's crazy.
Yeah, and Isaac, you seem to be the...
Why would Isaac be doing it?
You're the main focus, and I mean, Sean wrote me a heartfelt letter. It looks like it's 17 pages.
I think maybe we ought to have him checked out.
And it says Isaac is a real problem.
No.
And you're also a wise ass, I get the feeling. You're not handling people well.
Sean's made many threatening phone calls to many employees, and we just try to deal with him as well as we can. But
what is this mellow voice, man?
Yeah, what is he doing?
Try to have a little inflection in your voice, dude.
Hey, everybody.
Get up a little bit.
How are you?
Yeah, thank you.
This is the mellow wigger.
Yeah.
Sean is
I'm just going to let it loose now.
Phone calls.
Yeah. No, we put Beetlejuice plugs in there. It's just that a lot of times our content is more than we have time allotted for. So.
Oh, really? Okay, because he's writing me.
We can't cut the show according to Sean.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Are you and Sean having problems?
No. I mean, no. Not that I know of.
He says,
like I said,
he doesn't want to be a pain in the ass. He says he knows, it's not all about the plugs, but he keeps bringing it to Isaac's attention. And then he told me he couldn't fit it in. Second time I mentioned it, he asked me if I thought he was out to get me. And I always got along with Isaac. I mean, it's a long letter. It's something about the bunny ranch. He cut it out, but he left the bunny ranch plugs in. You guys straighten this out with Sean.
Richie has we've all been hit with this. I mean, and just picture that letter with Sean screaming on top of his lungs using every profanity in between. But
wow.
Richie has a message. I mean, there's no conspiracy. I think Beetlejuice is one of the best guests, and I tell him all the time. And when Hank was still alive, he used to tell me, Doug, it's your fault you're cutting it out because, we're competing with Hank. And I was like, what are you talking about?
So I see. So he's a little upset.
He's making it personal.
It's not personal. But even to this day, he's butchered some of our producers. We have a producer in L.A., Stewart.
Yeah.
He
made
almost had the tears. Yeah.
Really? Hey, Gary, get Sean, Beetlejuice's manager, on the phone. This sounds like a good argument.
I didn't realize that
it's
was going
interesting.
on. I thought Sean was
mild-mannered. There's no conspiracy whatsoever, ever.
Right. You try to get his plug.
We're trying to do the best we can with what we have to work with, and we have 20 plus minutes to work with, and we can't get everything in there. It's just the way the show works.
Right. But you do get plugs in.
Totally.
Sure,
and when we can, like Robin said, a lot of times the plug is at the end of the show, and it's married to dated stuff. So to pull out to extract that jollydwarf.com, it doesn't make sense.
And a lot of times the plug has nothing to do with what the show is. If Beetlejuice is plugging some appearance, and the reason he's on a segment is because he has a mental breakdown. It's a little bit hard to get a plug that has nothing to do with the show in there, and that's just the way our show works.
All right.
But it's not personal against Sean, but Sean somehow thinks we're trying to get him, and we're trying to.
Oh, good. This sounds like something we should get him.
I think he'll attack me. I think he'll attack Isaac right now. I think
That'd be good.
Attack Robin if she comes back in. I mean, there's no conspiracy.
What is it, Gary?
We're calling him right now.
Good.
Richie Wolf just pulled an old voicemail, Howard.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I'm almost afraid of Sean.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Let me hear.
I can't wait to hear
He's going to kill them for
Let me hear.
Well, I have to bleep it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's two
Maybe in a year from now, we won't have to bleep anything.
Right.
That's going to be great. Can't wait for that.
Play it.
I mean, you got to go through this bleeping thing that takes forever.
Oh, unbleep voicemails. I forgot about that. That's going to be awesome.
Exactly.
Sean usually apologizes.
How long does it take him to?
About a month.
Oh, really?
or before the next appearance.
He seemed kind of weird on here on Friday when he was in his costume.
Michael Myers costume.
Oh. I can't wait to hear this.
Hey, Rich, can you give me a call, man? I'm really fired up. All right, Stuart laughed in my face the whole time I was talking. Well, I was actually yelling to him, but he was still laughing in my face like I'm some kind of moron. All right, if there's some kind of conspiracy going up there because people think we're making $300,000, that's why our show never airs. We haven't been aired in so long. People are saying, what the hell's going on? It doesn't make sense, Rich. Shows are too short. Shows are too long. You can't fit the website. Come on, man. Give me a break. I'm not an idiot. Please, man. We do the most for the show and we get the least. Okay? Give me a call, man. I'm really ticked off.
Wow.
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah, I've had those live.
That's nothing.
I've had the live. I might have one on tape.
Yeah.
I'll have to find it.
All right.
But it was intense. We went pretty much head to head.
Beetlejuice got some heavy-hitting management.
Oh, yeah, Beetlejuice's management is not laying down on the job.
You know, I'm immediately firing my manager and hiring Sean.
Yeah, get a pit bull like Sean in your corner.
Based on that voice.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I hope you get him on the phone. We really got to solve this. There's zero conspiracy. No one has anything, no vendetta.
We like Sean. 95% of the time, Sean is a really cool guy.
Well, when is he airing? He hasn't aired.
He's a cool guy as long as he gets what he wants.
And then that 5%, he's looking for you.
Listen, I know you're upset about this. Artie came to me very upset.
Really?
A couple of pieces of business. Sean, the manager of Beetlejuice, is here.
Yep.
He feels he's not getting his plugs on E.
He's still feeling this
And
way?
he feels that Doug Goodstein from E is holding him back.
I am upset.
Well, you know what? I noticed that Beetlejuice isn't in the Whack Pack song. I was very upset about that.
You do the math, Robin.
Figure it out. Yep. Somebody's getting the squeeze.
That's right.
All right. If Sean wants to come in here and air his grievance, he can. I'm not sure I see Sean's point. Doug
These calls are going out.
Doug has explained it to me many times what's going on, and according to Doug... there's Sean. Hey, come on in, Sean. Where's the beat?
Is Sean in the witness protection program or something?
Sean is in the witness protection program. That is why he's wearing dark glasses and
These are your favorite glasses.
Oh, yeah, you look good.
I commented on them last time. So
very nice. And by the way, there's Beetlejuice wearing a Steppin' Out skull cap.
Really?
Are you a fan of Steppin' Out, Chauncey Hayden's magazine? Is that why you're wearing that? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know that. When did that happen? When did you start reading that?
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Oh, you did? All right. Good to see you, Beat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You feeling good today?
Me? I'm feeling pretty good today.
Okay, good.
Looks like thug life over there. You look like a rapper today.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yes. Do you rap?
I'll still rap.
You do?
But not here, though.
Where do you rap?
Me, I got my own studio.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's not going to rap in your studio.
Nah, I got my own studio.
You built a studio?
Yeah, I built one myself.
And what are you doing? You're going to put out a couple?
I got a couple of rappers.
Oh, yeah.
You got some people in your on your label?
Yeah.
What is the name of your label?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Why is that?
It's a secret. You can't tell.
All right. Well, I understand there's a business. I understand there's a business problem, Beetlejuice, and I'm going to talk to your manager, Sean. Is he your manager? Is he is your legal representative?
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. You have a legal and binding agreement
Well,
with
let
him?
me just ask one more thing.
Yeah.
Beetle, are you upset?
Me? Nah.
Oh, okay. It's just Sean's problem.
Just a little bit.
What are you upset about?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not saying all about it.
Okay. But Sean is upset.
Yeah, a little bit.
Why? I see good cop, bad cop coming in.
Oh, I hate cops.
All right.
You don't like the cops?
He loves the cops.
Oh, he loves
I
the
love
cops.
cops, but they're a real piece of garbage.
Oh, hey, you can't say that about the cops. They work hard.
We love the cops.
Yeah.
So am I.
All right. A lot
They
of
keep
times.
us safe, Beat.
That's okay, because
right,
they
let me
ain't
stop.
doing nothing. They ain't making no money.
Well, sometimes the cops do have to tell you you're doing the wrong thing. You know?
Well, they doing the wrong thing. That's their problem.
Well, sometimes they have to be the police and say to you, Beetlejuice, you're breaking the law.
Well, they could break the law, so I could.
Yeah, but you can't break the law.
I could break the law at any time.
I think the reason you don't like the police is sometimes you act up, and
Oh,
then
it's
you
no
don't,
problem.
and you don't like when they tell you
It's
no.
no problem. It's no problem.
I mean,
You cooperate, though, don't you?
I don't have to cooperate.
He had a problem. We were driving to a gig, and he threw the beer bottle out of the back of the car. So the cops pulled me over, told me to get out, put my hands on the hood of the car. I did. Told him get out, put your hands.
I'm sorry. I heard
We
that.
don't want to hear that.
All right.
Enough.
So, Beat, you are not upset, but today Sean is upset.
Right.
This is your manager. And you are here to state that he is your legal representative.
That's right.
Okay.
He speaks for you.
That's right.
All right.
So he don't speak for me, but I speak for my own. But
All
he
right,
speaks
all
for
right.
himself.
Okay.
All right. He's going to speak for himself.
He has notes. Sean has
I
like
have about
a ton
12
of
pages
Yeah,
of notes,
12
so, I mean,
Sean, I've had a long-standing relationship with you and Beetlejuice.
Right.
And JollyDwarf.com, of course.
Right.
yeah, you don't, Howard, I'm not even here for the plugs. I know you always help us out. You do everything for our family. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be where we are today.
All right, that's fair enough. But you're hurt. I got a 2-page letter.
Because I know what's going on.
Have you seen a change in things, Sean?
Well, no, this has been going on for about 4 years, okay? It first started when Doug Goodstein, right now it's with Isaac, but it was back when Doug Goodstein had Hank, God bless his soul.
Yeah.
And Beetle I was told by Bob Krepitz that Beetle was taking money out of Doug's.
Let me handle this for a second.
Yeah.
Let me understand the problem. In your letter, and it was a long emotional letter.
Yeah.
You seem to feel that E is intentionally cutting out your plugs.
Most definitely, Howard.
Now, let me bring in Isaac and Doug, and let's get to the bottom of this.
But they think it's been since Hank was around.
I mean, I'm so sure about this, Howard. I'll take a lie detector test. I wonder if they'd be willing to do it.
Absolutely, 100%.
100%.
I'm so sure you're so wrong.
Doug, what is the problem here? Explain it to us.
You want me to explain the problem in one word?
One
or
word.
A few words?
Yes.
No problem.
There is no problem. Why does Sean say he has a problem?
I don't know where you've concocted this insanity.
I'll tell you where the problem is. Lies.
Can I see your eyes?
And it's 100% a fact.
All right. Go ahead. Get close to the microphone.
When he used to
get close to the microphone with your mouth.
He used to be a manager for Hank.
That's right.
Okay, Hank passed on, God bless him. I don't even want to bring Hank's name into it because...
Go ahead.
Whatever you have
but anyway...
Because it's all wrong and crazy.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Just let me speak, please. At the time, he was managing Hank. Hank's gigs went from maybe 4 a weekend to about 1 or 2 a weekend because Beetle was on the scene. Okay, that took money out of his pocket.
Well, hold on. I don't know who this guy is. Let's not say that.
Okay, sorry.
Get that microphone in front of your mouth. Pick it up. There you are. Okay. All right. So, is it true that a lot of times on the E! Show that you cut out Beetlejuice's plug?
Yes. Intentionally? No.
Why do you cut out the plug?
With a motive to screw Sean somehow? No.
We actually leave it in more than we cut it out.
No.
I have notes, too.
Why did you have to cut it out once in a while?
There are numerous reasons why we cut it out. A lot of Beetlejuice's plugs are dated. You know, it's like see Beetlejuice at Zany's on Thursday, September 15th.
Right, so it dates
if the show airs a month later, then that doesn't make any sense, and it's going to mislead people.
All right, now, Sean, would you agree to that?
Not at all.
We also have...
You don't understand that.
No,
all right, go ahead.
How do we explain it?
Can I please speak?
Sometimes Beatles in for 40 minutes. We have 21 minutes
of
content that is sometimes a lot more entertaining than hearing you do a plug.
Right.
Nothing against the plug or putting people's plugs in. We know what they're here for, and we know that helps people. But there's no conspiracy. There's no intentional...
I'm not talking to grassy knoll. I'm not talking like crazy conspiracy. Just because Robin Brzezinski doesn't believe there's a conspiracy doesn't mean there's one not going on. It could be between you two guys who got the show.
There's no conspiracy.
Now, 100%...
Now, Sean, why would these guys be conspiring against you?
Okay.
Let me understand
Can I go back to one thing
if
first?
they let me talk.
Go ahead.
Can I talk?
Sure.
Okay. Back when Hank was working, it was taking money out of Doug's pocket.
Okay.
Bob Krepitz, if you went to yahoo.com and typed in Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern Show, whose website came up?
I don't know.
Hank's and PegasusConcerts.com. Okay? Not ours. They had Beetlejuice's picture on their website. They were acting as Beetlejuice's manager.
Doug, is that true?
I had my brother call up.
To be institutionalized. You are out of line and so
I do not lie. Well, I'm the most loyal person. He can ask me any question.
Okay, I'm sorry, Sean. First of all, let me just say, I like Sean and I like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, because I'm the most loyal and honest person you will ever meet.
I have nothing against you, but I could definitely have an argument with you, and I hope you can. We're not going to get
When you looked up Beetlejuice from Pegasus.com, I mean Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern Show, Pegasus came up, and his
Don't
website
say Pegasus. He doesn't deserve that.
Wait a second. But I'm not into. I don't want to talk about that. I want to understand something. Is it true that you had a picture of Beetlejuice on the Hank website?
That would be the first time I've ever heard that.
No, not on the Hank website, on the Pegasus. I don't want to say...
Well, what has he got to do with Pegasus?
I have no idea about
He's not part of that.
I know how, but if you understand the Internet, you could put keywords. Beetlejuice.
So why do you think Doug has I'm
going to tell you.
A gripe with you?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Now I have my brother call, because Beetlejuice wasn't getting calls. I was like, what's going on here? I had my brother call Bob Krepitz from Pegasus and ask, is Beetlejuice... Can I book Beetlejuice? And he says, no, we no longer book Beetlejuice.
Okay.
But he had his picture up there. Now he's pushing.
But maybe you have an argument with this guy, Bob.
I have no idea.
I think he's angry at the wrong people.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with this. Zero. I've never heard anything about this. And if you told me about this 4 years ago when it first came up, I would have made it. I would have fixed it.
Howard, I could shed a little light on this because the guys from E, they gave me 3 examples of what actually happened on the show, here, and then what ended up on E.
Right.
The first example was you gave out an 800 number, which they don't give out on TV, and then said jollydwarf.com. That's what ran on E.
I understand.
Okay. The second example was Beetlejuice was going to be at a comedy club in Pittsburgh literally the next night, so they cut it out.
I understand that. But when you say, when Howard goes, meet Beetlejuice at the comedy club tomorrow night, for more info, go to jollydwarf.com. Call up that car, Johnny JoJo's comedy club. For more info on Beetle, go to jollydwarf.com.
They just showed me an example of that.
Oh, 1 or 2 examples. Come on.
I only know what they showed me.
Beetlejuice has been on 50 times. He's maybe gotten 8 to 10 plugs.
Beetle, is that true?
And you know what? 4 of them were when Hank was alive, and Hank was on the show with him, and you had to. Well, so it'd be blatant, you would be able to see it. And the other one is when I went and complained.
Let's hear his explanation.
I don't lie, Howard.
All right,
I hear you.
Isaac, what is the explanation?
If you think we're not taking this seriously, we are.
100%.
And I'll tell you.
I know you are doing this on purpose.
We had our.
You are 100% jealous.
Can I talk now? Can I talk now?
Can I talk now?
Isaac is jealous.
100% jealous.
Hold it.
100% jealous.
Isaac is jealous.
I am jealous.
Isaac is jealous of Beetlejuice.
100%.
How do you figure that?
How do I figure that, Howard?
Because he's black.
No. Isaac, so you're making a joke. I don't lie, dude.
I want to talk. I want to explain myself.
No, because
Isaac, are you jealous of Beetlejuice?
Every time you come in.
You are.
You are?
No, I'm not.
Every time you come in with the camera, what do you say to Beetlejuice?
What's up, Beetlejuice?
No. What's the matter, Beetlejuice? You look very upset today. You put his frame of mind in a bad. You put his mind in a bad frame of mind, and you get him negative for the show.
No, I ask him why he's upset because he's crying every time he comes in here.
Every time you do it.
Can I talk now?
What does Beetlejuice think about all
I'm
this?
telling you,
What do you think about
every
it?
Can I get a word in?
Let Isaac talk.
Because you do.
We are taking this very seriously. We actually had our entire E staff yesterday research all the Beetlejuice shows that he was on. It took hours.
Okay, go ahead.
Multiple guys on it. Since Beetle has been coming on the show, there have been about 33 E shows, okay, approximately.
Probably more than any guest.
Now,
Exactly.
you're angry at me?
Less
okay?
plugs than
Sean,
any guest.
You're angry at me?
100?
I've cut 3 of those shows.
I got all the shows right here.
That's
You wanna
9%,
go through them?
okay? And the majority of those shows have plugs in them. I have the tapes in the E-control room if you want to see them. Do you want to see them?
What about 85% of them?
Talking to the microphone.
That's not true.
I'm telling you, Howard, I'm not making this stuff
What
up,
about
Howard.
us putting on
I'll look you
Beetlejuice
straight in the eye,
33
Howard.
times?
What about us putting
I'll
on
take
a
a lie
Beetlejuice
detector
billboard
test.
show?
This is not in my mind.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
not psychotic.
Sean, he's been on 33 times, and they say the majority of the times he has a plug on
Not
there.
true, Howard.
I'll show you tapes.
How many shows have a Beetlejuice plug?
I don't have an
I would
exact
say-
number, but
wait,
it's
wait.
more than
Well, make a number.
Can I ask you a question?
At least half of them.
I would say 100% of the show, 100% of the time when we could have put a plug in, we did.
Too much.
I can't hear you, Doug.
When a plug was able to be put in the show, 100%
It can always
of the time we put
fit.
That's
It can
not
always
true.
fit. I don't care what you say.
You know what?
A plug, a 3-second plug.
You're
can
not
always
a television
fit. Now,
producer.
can I go to the paperwork right
Yes,
here, Howard?
go to the
I'm
paperwork.
going to impress you right now.
All right, impressive.
Oh, impressive.
Okay, I will.
Is that a Bill
okay,
O'Reilly?
That's like a tough guy, but
I'm not. Jesus
can I go to the
Christ.
paperwork?
Talk into the microphone.
Okay, November 4th, Jillian Grace. Do you all remember her?
Yes.
Yes.
She came in on the show. Jillian Grace. Here we go. Couldn't remember her website. Jillian took her about 2 minutes.
That fit because we needed
What
time.
happened?
We needed time.
That fit.
Wait.
It's not funny. She came
It's
in
funny
front
that a
of the
girl doesn't
calendar
know her
3
own
times.
website.
Sean.
She came in.
Sean.
Hey, Baldy, listen.
Hey, come on, dude.
Listen to me.
Listen. I thought we were friends, man.
Listen to me, because
Oh, wait
I'm
a
getting
second.
annoyed
But
because
Sean,
I know
you're a little out of line.
No, Howard, I'm getting really
They
upset.
felt it was funny that the girl didn't know her own
Okay,
website.
June 9th, November 9th, the girl came in. Same girl that we were on the show with when we plugged our video that was to make stories. That never aired. Was that not important? Was that not important that our video was going to be hitting stores? And she came on twice. She got on twice before Artie was in there.
I'm not following you. I'm not following you.
Security.
I think you're angry, but I don't really know. I think you don't know why you're angry.
You're lying. 2 people. Anybody
Did
could gang up.
that show about the video have tons of clips and montages of the?
No.
How many times have we
I've
showed
ordered a
Beetlejuice
video.
uncensored? How many times have we showed Beetlejuice
commercial
uncensored?
itself?
Isaac.
Many times.
Isaac.
We showed his billboard.
Isaac. We
Sean?
came in July with the video, the purple video that was to hit stores. It's November. It's still not on. The girl that was
not
on
our
us.
obligation to put it on, Sean.
That's not important.
It's not our
You yourself
obligation.
said, when Howard read the letter, you yourself said, we never come in to promote stuff. So then when we do, why won't it hit the air?
I didn't say that. I said a lot
That
of
shows
times
you we're not greedy. And when I say we do the most for the show, you know what? We do.
I didn't
and
say
I'll
that.
show you reasons we do. People come to me all the time and try to make me go backdoor Howard. And you know what? I tell them to go F themselves.
Good.
I never backdoor.
That's a smart move.
Okay? And I'll show you proof here, Howard, of people emailing me. I'll give you $10,000 if you go on and have Beatles say this. And I say, no, I'm not going to do that.
If you were that kind of guy,
and I do that all the time.
I wouldn't have you.
People coming off the streets and tell Baba Booey they're going to get naked.
Let's take some calls and find out.
Okay, and they don't get naked.
Sean,
and you still leave the plug on.
I'm on your side.
And you still leave their plug on. When
we have a lot of Beetlejuice plugs
and said he
on
was
the
going to get naked, and they didn't get naked, but their plug made the air on the E channel. And you're telling me I'm making this stuff up. I'm not making this stuff up, Doug. You're laughing. I'm not making
Sean,
it up.
when the biggest stars are on our show, there's no guarantee that they get a plug.
I'm nuts.
Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't always get a plug. Wayne's brothers don't get plugs.
Weigh in on this if she wants. You want to hear from Robin?
She has no right to say that behind my back, okay? Because she goes out of her way to come into the green room and give me a kiss and a hug and ask me how things are going every time. Then she's a phony. That's what she is.
Come on.
Oh, dear.
And if I get kicked off the show, Howard, I don't really care. I love you. You did everything for me.
Take a deep breath.
I got a problem with you two people right there because you're phony. And I'd be guaranteeing you fail lie detector and test it.
Hey, let's take it.
What was the question?
What
was the lie?
If they're trying to intentionally...
Do you intentionally hold back our plugs on each channel because you are 100% jealous?
You're
that
paranoid.
Would be my question.
You're paranoid schizophrenic.
And I'm not a paranoid schizophrenic.
You're paranoid.
Something's up
Isaac,
with you.
you're a moron. You must think I'm a moron.
I like you, and I kind of feel sorry for you.
Don't like me. That doesn't change
Fine,
my
I don't
way
like
about
Why do you feel sorry for him?
Because he's delusional.
What else they do? I could sue the company.
He's making up some sort of conspiracy.
I could sue the company because of what they did to me.
You can sue the company?
I would never sue you.
What did they do?
When you called me, I'm going to show you. When I called up,
they don't sign an agreement that they owe you a plug.
I didn't sign an agreement. Listen.
No, but this
when I called up, I got proof on this now. I'm going to scare you right now.
Oh, I'm scared already.
Did I call up and leave a message? Or did you videotape me on the answer machine and put it on speaker? You videotaped me. I didn't give you permission to videotape the camera when you press speaker when I was yelling the other day, Howard. I swear on my son's life.
I'm not sure what we're talking about.
Something you played on the air.
I do the most for the show and this and that.
Right.
They put me on speaker.
When? Where?
Camcorder and tape me talking. I didn't call up and leave that message. Okay?
What message?
I'm not that dumb.
The message we played on the air?
Okay, Howard?
Right.
So they picked. I didn't know I was being videotaped. Or
Right.
That right there is illegal.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
In New York, as long as
for not letting me know I'm being taped.
No, he doesn't have to do that as long as they know.
Yeah.
All right, well, then I'm wrong.
Right.
But that's sneaky. They pretended like I called up.
Yeah, right.
That's sneaky. That's not
But they asked you permission afterward, right? Didn't they say to you, hey, we want to play it?
No, they never told me.
Did you guys ever ask?
You never asked me if I wanted you to play that.
Which message? The one
where Sean says you guys aren't playing his commercial.
You never asked me.
No. I didn't.
Okay, but what's this argument over? Is this over plugs or is this
it's
just
over
picking at us?
everything, okay? The way you're trying to backdoor me and play games with me. I got so many things here.
I'm like the biggest Beetlejuice fan.
I don't know where your insecurities
you have to
coming
work 50
from.
hours a week, and you know what? If I was in your position, I seen Beetlejuice making the money he was, I get a little annoyed, a little envious, a little jealous, and then maybe that's what you are, okay?
True.
Because 100% you are cutting his
Actually,
stuff out.
How?
My video just hit stores. Why hasn't it been on? The calendars. That's a big one. The calendars, Isaac, look me in the face.
I'm looking right at you, baby.
2 hours prior.
Go on the microphone.
You didn't remember if you left it in or not. How can you remember? You know why? Because you were sneaky.
Oh.
And you don't,
So this is more about Isaac being jealous of Beetlejuice.
Sean, you don't know what goes into cutting a show.
Somebody's making 10 times the amount of money you are, and you're working flying behind a camera. Okay?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Sean.
And this is the truth, Howard.
Well, Sean, let me tell you something.
You don't even want to be on the show if that's the way we're going to be treated.
No, I don't think...
Like what? I'm treating you with nothing but respect.
You haven't said one solid truth yet, honestly, to be honest with you. Nothing you said is...
Dog, you are so stupid, you know that?
I'm stupid.
Look at me like that and tell me the truth.
You're crazy. Okay,
I'm crazy?
Tell you right now, you're absolutely out of your mind crazy, because you are totally out of line right now.
I'm 100%
totally saying nothing
in line, and you're trying to make me look like a
No, Sean, I like you. I told you I like you.
You should.
How many
I'm the
times?
most loyal person. Anybody in here will come.
You don't know anything that goes on behind the show when we're off the air. And wait, let me finish my point, dude.
Yeah,
you know how many times I personally pitch Beetlejuice for segments or say, let's bring Beetlejuice in? Why? Because I hate him? Because I'm jealous of him? I want to bring him in?
And do you know how many times the E crew and the taking care of Beetlejuice when he's been at events?
And I'll tell you one. I'll give you this one piece of information though, and this is really true, Sean. I've heard this for years.
I can have my people call.
We treat him like a son.
Have him call him. Nothing's going to hold up.
And I don't.
I have nothing against you, Howard.
No, I understand.
We have nothing against you.
I would tap an old lady for you.
I don't think
I'd do anything for you.
Listen, I've had E come to me.
You got a sore throat back there?
I've had E come to me and say, Beetlejuice is the lowest rated thing on E.
Oh, and I said, hold
on.
Take it easy.
I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you something. I say to them, I don't care.
That anyway.
It doesn't matter.
I get emails all the time. Where's Beetlejuice? He hasn't been on.
So let me tell you something. All these years, they've told me that. And I say to them, I don't care. I like Beetlejuice. He's funny. And
everybody does.
Well, wait a second. And they say to us, we do too. We're going to take a shot with Beetlejuice.
Always.
That's the truth.
33 shows.
33 shows.
I think it was more than that.
That sounds a lot.
Because my belief is that Beetlejuice just needs the right kind of exposure on E, and people will come to watch him more and more when they see him on there. So I am very much behind the Beetlejuice phenomenon, making sure that he gets airtime, and we keep building up his shows. So you have to know that E has come to me and said, we're behind Beetlejuice. So I do know that for true.
Okay, when I said...
and that's all I know about any of it.
Okay, no problem. When I said to Isaac...
We've also gone to his house and done a cribs.
Exactly. I do the most for the show. I let you into my home.
And gave you a free commercial.
I let you into my home. I give you videotapes of the crazy things we do. Okay?
And we air it.
I let you in our limo. We drive you in our limo.
And
I'm just saying, when I don't do these things to say I did them. I do them because we love them.
We're appreciative of that.
But when you back me into a corner and leave a message...
Back on the mic.
Get on the mic. Get on the microphone.
You know, it's kind of true.
Get on Sean, Mike. Sean.
All right.
No, Howard, I mean, there's so much more I have to say, but they're going to continue to talk over me.
We're not talking over you.
It's just a waste.
Well, it comes down to one question. Are they doing that?
Yes.
You know,
100%.
I wouldn't think they would do
You
that.
wouldn't think
I think
they
you
would.
do have a lot of people here.
You're not on the
I think you do have a lot of people who are fans of Beetlejuice. And
We're the biggest fans.
I do think Doug and Isaac
We're
are
the biggest fans.
You know what I think is
That's not true.
What is happening now?
Who took care of Beetlejuice in Vegas when he was crying, when he didn't know where to go, when he had no handlers with him?
100%.
Who took care of him? Who took care of him?
I could see through your eyes.
Do you know what happened the day after the last show in Vegas when he was crying in the Hard Rock? Who took care of him?
I can see the lie in your eyes.
When people were just laughing at him?
You're a phony person.
Who took care of him?
Sean, you're seriously
You're a phony person.
Who took care of him?
You're phony 100%.
You're seriously insane.
I'm 100%.
You know, I thought I liked you. I don't like you.
I don't like you.
Accuse me of that.
You want to do something about it?
Yeah, I'm going to beat you up. What, are we going to fight? Yeah, go to jail again, Sean. Come on, cut the crap.
Yeah.
Cut the crap. What are you going to do? Liar? You want to, like...
Everybody said you're a user of Hank. This guy lives with me.
I'm a user of Hank. I didn't...
Okay?
Well, no need to say that. The beat has dignity.
You wouldn't do that for Hank.
Do what?
You use Hank for his funny, okay?
Yeah, I use him for his money.
You keep swallowing because you know it's true.
You are such...
No, I'm not.
I wish I was...
You know what I feel like getting? I'm smacking
Go ahead.
the you.
Come hit me. Come on.
No,
get yourself thrown off the show.
Because I know what I'm saying is true, and everybody's trying to play it against me. Isaac, you're such a phony. You could see right through you.
Why don't you, Richie?
You could see right through you.
Richie, talk to Rich.
Sean, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, Richie's your man.
Yeah, Richie's your man. You're out of your mind.
Richie knows everything I say behind the scenes. Ask Richie any question you want.
Are you trying to make enemies?
All right, let me hear what Richie has to say.
Ask Richie any question you want about me and what I do off the air behind.
See it in your eyes. You're
Screw off.
Richie,
I'm a phony. You're a mental patient.
You and him are both phonies.
You should be back in jail.
All right, let's hear what Richie has to say.
Sean, sit. Sean.
Come on.
Take it easy here.
Sean, sit.
Sean, sit down. Sit down.
Sit down. Thrown off forever?
Sean, sit down.
Sean,
leave for now. Isaac, leave. Everyone leave.
Sean, you, Isaac, you're just as phony.
Everyone leave.
Shut up.
Get out. Everyone out.
Now it's my turn to talk.
Sean, for me.
Meet me outside, pal.
Sean, for me.
Sean,
look at me.
Calm down.
Sean, look at me.
I'm crazy. I know what the hell I'm saying, and he's not going to stand there and call me a nut.
Sean, look at me. I'm your friend, okay? Do me a favor, please.
Yeah, and you know what? And you want to be honest? You want to be honest too, Rich?
Sean, I'm your friend.
You tell me the truth?
What do you want to know? Ask me a question. Have I ever said that there's a conspiracy?
I don't want to put you out there on the
Have
bus,
I ever
Rich.
said there's a conspiracy? Have I ever said that they've done that to you, Sean? Have I ever said that to you?
But have you told me...
Have I ever said that to you?
You never strictly said it, but you went around it, Rich.
I never said it,
I hear what you're saying, Sean. I know what you're saying.
What did Richie say?
Tell me what I... Sean.
I love you, Rich. That's why
Sean,
I'm
you know I love you, Sean.
I'm not going to go out there like that.
Sean, I've always told you, whenever I cut the shows that I'm directly involved with, I always put your plug in there whenever...
Exactly.
If it fits
why
perfectly...
can't they make it fit? JollyJoy.com, no matter what, fits, no matter when you do it. Howard always says when you leave,
if it's dated, we can't do it.
JollyJoy.com. But you can take out go to Johnny JoJo's restaurant and say.
All right, here's what I think. I've heard it all.
There's so much stuff.
I've heard it all. Now I'm ready to decide.
You're going to make a ruling?
I'm going to make a ruling.
All right, can I just go?
You don't have to. I'm done.
Because you haven't heard nothing.
Listen to me. I'm going to make a ruling. I'm going to make a ruling. This will solve it. You want to fight or you want to solve things?
I don't
You're
have
a manager.
Like I said, I have nothing
You're Beetlejuice's manager. We got to resolve this, right, Beat? Beat, you're a manager, right, Beat?
Now.
What do you
See
think?
through liars? Howard, you're the most loyal person to everybody.
Both of them was liars because they in the way they are liars. They didn't want to tell the truth.
Beat, you feel they were lying?
They lied. They didn't want to tell the truth.
You can't see that they're standing there lying to you, and then I'm telling you the truth.
I'm trying to just hear what Beat said.
Just because I get upset means I'm nuts?
They lying to you. They don't want to tell the truth. They lying. They lying to you.
You can see it.
Go back to jail.
You can see it, right,
You don't know about jail.
I can see it right through them. They lying.
All right.
But sure, listen to what Howard has to say.
I am.
He's lying.
He's talking. Howard.
You know what I mean?
I just wanted to hear Beatles' point of view in this.
You know, he's lying.
He's lying.
Yeah.
You feel he's lying?
Both of them. They're lying.
All of them.
Both of them.
All right. All right. Now, here's what I think we should do. Beetlejuice and Sean are friends of the show.
Yes.
I like Beetlejuice and I like Sean. They're good guys.
Enjoy them every time they're here.
Best guest ever, arguably. Best guest ever.
I feel the best guest.
Yeah.
I'm too loyal.
We're loyal, you're loyal, everyone's loyal.
Really am.
All right, quiet.
What you got to remember as a businessman...
We appreciate everything you've done.
Listen to me.
But I don't do it to say I did it, Robin. I do it because it pisses me off. And I know Howard has nothing to do with it because he doesn't know what air.
Let me hear what the audience thinks. What is it, Captain Jenks, before I make my ruling?
Hey, good morning, Howard.
Yes.
One thing I want to bring up is I've been on the show for over 15 years now, and I never expected to be on the show. And Beetlejuice gets a hell of a lot of attention on the show, and it's just like you should just be happy
Well,
with
you're not funny. Goodbye.
Hey, kiss my ass, you ass.
Yeah, okay, come down here.
Yeah, kiss my ass.
Come down here, James.
You're just crying.
You're not
I mean,
even
it's like
funny. You're an idiot.
Beetlejuice gets a lot of attention. Listen, Beetlejuice gets a lot of attention on the show. And I mean,
deserves it.
And I mean, it's like everybody gets their equal amount of attention. You shouldn't complain so much. I mean, Beetlejuice is very high profile on the show. He makes a lot of money at his appearances. Why are you sitting around about it?
No, this is the first complaint I ever had, Jenks. You know, there's two types of audiences. There's a radio audience and an E audience. We need the E audience, okay?
But what I'm saying is you're getting attention anyway. I don't get on the E show all the time.
Whatever.
I don't get on the E show all the time. You don't see me crying.
Funny.
I mean,
That's just muddying up the waters again.
Really, what does he do?
Here's the thing you got to understand, Sean. I know when Beetlejuice is on the radio show, we have lots of time to do lots of plugs, so there's no problem there. I always try to help Beetlejuice out.
I don't care about
Well, I think that's what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying I don't care about the plugs you give me on the radio because you give me so many of them.
Right.
I'm talking about the E channel.
All right, let me tell you about the E channel.
We deserve them when there's another audience.
All right, let me tell you about the E channel. So the E channel takes these shows, and I don't sit there. I'm not there editing the shows. I don't really. I don't have anything to do with that.
Exactly.
Okay. And Beetlejuice is a guy I like putting on E, and E likes putting him on, and Beetlejuice is a good guy. Now, if you have a beef that, and as Bill O'Reilly says, what's the beef, sir?
Yeah.
And he said it many times. If you have a beef, here's some things I should have you think about. When you're on E, regardless of whether the plug is up there, it's like going on Letterman. Sometimes Dave doesn't even let you plug. I mean, one of my complaints about the show is you can't plug. You can't plug anything. At the end, he sometimes throws a mention, and he does it over the applause. You can't even get a plug in. Seeing Beetlejuice on TV, giving him exposure nationally, when somebody walks into a video store and they see Beetlejuice, they know immediately what that is and who he is. And there's a tremendous amount of promotional value. So you got to relax. It's building a brand. So the first thing you got to understand is when you don't hear JollyDwarf.com or Beetlejuice has a new DVD out, it doesn't mean you're not getting promotion. So that's something that should calm you down.
No.
You should remember that Beetlejuice just being part of the show. It's like Artie's putting out a DVD. You don't need any plugs. People are going to walk into the DVD store. They're going to go, whoa, there's Artie from the Howard Stern Show.
But what I was going to say, Howard, because this is what Sean isn't getting. When they sit to look at the universe of material, we do things very long form on the radio show.
Right.
When they go back into the E room, they have to take the best 22 minutes.
That's true.
That they can find.
I hear what you're saying.
So
also.
take the best 2157.
All right. Well, wait a second. I also hear what you're saying. You want to get your plugs out on E.
Not even the plug, Howard. The
JollyDwarf.com.
No, the video that we just had put in stores. Why wouldn't that make it? When that same girl that held in her pee, that's when we were plugging that thing.
I'll tell you why. I can guess why. I'm not in on the conversation. I'll tell you why.
She plugged the calendar 3 times.
I'll tell you why, probably. I would guess.
She won $10,000. I mean, we don't ask for gifts. We don't ask for nothing.
I would guess that if it's a case where it's...
People are sick of seeing the same old girls all the time. That's, I mean...
Well, okay. You might say that, but they get the highest ratings. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. Pretty girls get high ratings. Unbelievably so.
And they lied to you, Howard. They come up and say they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and they don't. And you know what pisses me off? It's still their website still makes the E! channel. They just jerked you around.
So what I'm saying is, but listen to me. I don't feel jerked. I don't feel jerked around.
You shouldn't be rewarded for lying to you.
Lying on TV is interesting to watch. See how you get worked up by it?
No.
Everyone
A girl
does.
who's going to come up and get naked pisses you off when she doesn't.
So that's
and she
interesting.
now still gets a plug to her website.
That's right.
Is that fair?
Yeah. It's fine because I'm getting something out of it and they're getting something out of it.
I mean...
You don't have to worry about that.
I got emails here, people trying to tell me to go around your back and jerk you.
You do what you want.
Let me ask one thing.
Always do what you want.
Sure.
I don't tell.
Excuse me. Is Sean saying that the show that Beetlejuice did where he talked about his DVD
hitting
not
stores
aired?
That didn't air, and that was back in July. But that girl who won the $10,000 for peeing was on twice already.
It's not oranges and apples. There was a reason probably that they haven't aired that show.
And by the way, I don't want to say it on the air. I'll tell you something.
He was on the last 5 times, and the only one that aired was with his family.
I know, and you know why? Sometimes they're not highly rated. I'm not going to listen. We don't need to bring out all the dirty laundry. I'm trying to do right by you guys too. I don't need to say that.
All right, well.
Am I right, Robin, or am I wrong?
You're absolutely right. We have a commitment to Beetlejuice. We love Beetlejuice. His episodes are not the highest rated. And just for the record, you haven't mentioned his website once, and I'd like to do that right now.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
It's
don't give it to me.
JollyDwarf.com.
No. I'm not here for no. I'm not here for that. That's why I'm showing you what type of person I am. I'm not here to plug, because I'm not plug hungry like every son of a bitch that comes on here and plugs the hell out of Howard, wears hats, wears shirts. We don't do that, Robin. So that's why I'm saying, why, when we do want something on the air, why doesn't it make it? One hand watches the other. Do you understand? I don't care if our ratings are low. You should still put it out knowing that we do the most for the show.
My priority is the TV show, not your website, JollyDwarf.com.
You came out and said, do I think there's a conspiracy? And yes, I do.
Well, you know...
yes, I do. And you call me nuts.
Well, let me say something.
Okay,
let me wrap this up. Sean, let me wrap this up. Sean, look at me. Sean, look at me. Let me wrap this up. Here's what I think, because I hear you.
This is bull.
Well, you're being angry.
I ain't angry.
Are you listening,
Sean? I'm a little angry. I'm a little upset that you don't understand where I'm coming from.
You didn't hear what I have to say yet.
No.
All right, then I'll stop.
No, I'm just saying.
Sean doesn't have his headphones on.
Sometimes you got to know when to stop.
There's a school of thought. A lot of people in the hallway are saying this. People, not necessarily people that work for you, but everybody that's here. And the thought is, where would you be without the show? If you didn't have the show,
okay, Baba Boo, did you listen to the first 3 seconds when I came in? I said if it wasn't for Howard, we'd be nowhere.
That's the wrong attitude, Gary. Gary, that's the wrong attitude.
Because a lot of people are saying it.
I'm going to say something. I'm not saying that. That's not necessary. I don't need to hear that. I like Beetlejuice on my show, and I believe Beetlejuice should have a big career.
Howard, we'd be nowhere.
Sean, look at me.
So tell your cousin.
I think that Beetlejuice should have a big career, and anyone who does my show, I would like to help. And as much as I feel, where would Beetlejuice be without me? Where would I be without Beetlejuice?
I made over $3,000.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening. I'm about to give you something.
I'm just telling him. Where would I be without Howard? I'd be making $3,000.
Let me finish talking. Right. Everyone's got to stop now.
But wait a minute. Let me say something to you because you need to say this to Sean.
No, if you don't mind, I'd like to say something.
I've been saying that. And he's only going to be happy if he hears somebody agree with his conspiracy theory. Let's forget that and talk about what we're going to do in the future.
Sean, look at me. Look at me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. So here it is. Here's the thing. I hear what you're saying. And you want...
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
You're insulting me now. I'm not retarded.
No, I know, but you're saying you don't understand. You keep giving me...
I never said I didn't understand. I hear what you're saying. Do you hear me saying I hear what you're saying?
Yeah.
You've been heard.
Okay.
Okay. As far as your theories about a conspiracy against you, I don't believe that's true. That's my first thing.
Okay.
Secondly, what I'm hearing is a guy who's very hurt. You feel you're loyal to the show, which I happen to agree. Just listen to me. Yeah. You don't even have to say anything. It's going to be the easiest segment you ever did.
Okay.
Look at Howard get off your notes.
Right. Get off the notes. I don't care about him. I heard everything you got to say.
Wow, that's a lot. 10 pages.
You've done a lot for the show, and Beetlejuice is my man. And the fact of the matter is, we're going to continue doing a lot for you, and you're going to do a lot for us, and everyone's appreciative here on the show. I'm going to ask the E-Crew to be more sensitive when they cut the shows that Beetle gets his plug in there. I'm not going to ask them to leave in a plug for a dated appearance, but what I'm going to tell them to do is, when Beetle comes in to plug something, that somewhere in the show that ends up in there. Well, maybe the 15 plugs I do on the radio can't end up in there. Maybe 1 or 2 can.
Exactly.
So we're going to pay close attention to that, because that's what you're here for too. It's nothing wrong with wanting a plug, and your loyalty to the show should be rewarded. You've been heard, and more attention to detail will be paid.
I've been hurt too.
Let me say something else.
All right.
And Howard, like you said, you give me 15 plugs during the radio. One of them has to fit in the E channel. You say them different ways.
One of them doesn't have to fit. We're going to see if we can make it fit. How's that?
One other thing. Sometimes the shows that Beetlejuice does here on the radio are not going to become E-shows.
When you're promoting a product, it should. Because when Jackass comes on, there's always makes it.
No, if you're feeling that every wait a second, it's not hurtful. If every Beetlejuice appearance you think should be on TV, it's not going to happen.
No, I don't think everyone should be.
Some of them we can't put on TV because for various reasons. We don't have to go into it here.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, some of them can. And the ones that end up on TV, I can assure you, I will ask my E-Crew to pay particular attention to the fact that you feel you're being slighted.
Definitely.
And that your plug should make it in there.
And Howard, when you say they shouldn't make the show, you're right. If not all his appearances make it, but when the ones that do make it, when we plug in a product, that product should at least make it.
That's right. I agree.
A product and it made the show.
I'm in agreement with you. Look at me.
So that's not fair.
So wait, what isn't fair about what I just said?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying.
All right, so you were heard, and I'm telling you I'm going to tell them, I'm going to hold them accountable. So why fight? You won.
We're fixing that.
Because I want you to know that I'm not crazy.
Did I ever say you were crazy?
No.
But I said I didn't agree with you about one thing. I don't believe there's conspiracy here against you.
I really do.
But I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to look into it, and you guys should get a plug.
There always should be a plug.
That's it. You win. You're a winner.
I shouldn't have had to go through this craziness.
Well, sometimes you do.
Crazy I am to get a point across.
You're saying you're crazy. I'm not.
Oh, they are.
Well, maybe they feel that way, but that's their problem.
Well, I feel they're in a conspiracy.
All right. That's okay. That's something you got to let go of, though. Because it doesn't do you any good. You're a friend of the show, right, Beat?
Does that resolve it for you,
Now look
Sean?
at Beat's upset. Now Beat is upset.
See how easy it is to make him upset?
Yeah. Beat.
That's what Isaac does every time he comes in.
Beat, are you upset? Yeah. Beat's upset now.
He was in here, he was happy,
Howard.
and now look at what's going on.
You know the whack pack thing they did? Everybody was begging me to do it in California.
Sean,
I didn't do it.
Sean, you can do whatever you want.
No, I'm just telling you. That's the type of person I am, Howard.
I know. Listen to me. I don't know what part of this you're not hearing. But I am telling you, you've been heard.
Do you feel that this has been resolved?
Not really.
Really?
No, by you, yeah, but by what's going to happen.
What do you care? What do you care about what they want?
Because I still don't think they're going to go out of their way to.
What did I just say to you?
Yeah, but Howard's now.
Wait. Did you hear anything I said?
Of course I did.
What'd I say?
You said that you're going to make sure that everything that you want happens, or at least try to make it happen.
I said the next Beetlejuice appearance, and you come in plugging something, I will say to the E-Crew, can you make sure that Beatles plug gets into the TV show? Now, what more would you want? I've acknowledged your contribution.
Now they realize it's Howard's priority.
I feel that you've been slighted in some way. You would like a plug. You deserve one, I think. I think you're loyal to the show. If they're overlooking that and not giving you special consideration, I'm going to make sure they do. What part is it? What part do you feel disadvantaged?
I understand. Can I just ask you a question? The part when Beetle was on promoting the calendars, and that show actually made the air, but the calendars didn't, and we strictly came in to promote the calendars.
Right.
What is just that just?
I don't know, but we're going to go move forward, aren't we? Are we going to move forward, or are we going to look backward?
I just want to ask you, that show that when I was promoting my videos, that sales didn't do that good in the store.
Okay.
Because it never aired on the TV like everybody else's flies across the screen, calendars and books and everything.
All right.
And ours didn't even make the air. That was in July.
I'll ask
Can you see if they can show that? Because I know Richie called me and told me he already cut the show, so it's already done. It's just sitting on the shelves for when?
Well, if they haven't aired it, There's a reason they haven't aired it.
I mean,
we don't air. Some shows don't air for a year.
But if our video is going to be in stores, you always do it for other people.
But I do it on the radio. Hold it, Gary. No, I did. Listen to me. I plugged your video. Listen to me. I plugged your video on the radio. I can't guarantee you a time slot on E, and I can't guarantee you it's going to be done in a timely way. I can't. E has a schedule.
I understand that, and that's why when I went and
I can't give you that.
That's why it's been happening.
I can't give you that. I can't give you that promise that as soon as Beetlejuice comes in here, within a certain amount of time, he'll end up on E. I can't. I'm not going to do that. That's E's business. They tape the shows and decide when they'll air.
And they do have a commitment to you.
Yeah.
You know
Robin called me nuts. Therefore, she has a presumption about me, which is why maybe our stuff isn't airing. Because
I think in the heat of anger, you said some things and they said some things.
The last 5 appearances.
Put it behind you.
Only one made it.
Listen to me.
With Chauncey.
Put it behind you. Move forward. Beetlejuice's appearance now. Make sure he gets his plug. Make sure it's on TV. If this show that hasn't aired yet on the DVD means that they have other shows they wanted to air beforehand, that's their decision. You got lots of plugs on the radio. You're going to get more plugs on the TV show moving forward. I'm going to look into it and make sure that you get your plugs. What part of that sounds bad to you?
Beat, where you going?
Where you going, Beat?
Beat, where you going?
Where you going, Beat?
I don't think it sounded good to Beat.
Beetle doesn't like it. He doesn't want to hear it. He walked out.
He's had enough of it.
Beetlejuice just left the room.
He didn't like what you were saying.
I don't know. Am I saying something wrong, Sean?
No, but you know how easy... No, you didn't do nothing wrong. But that shows you how easy it is to get Beetle in a bad mood, which Isaac tries...
Well, Beetle sees you're upset.
...to do every time. You could go to every episode and he goes, Beetle, what's the matter? You look sad. Are you depressed? And he gets Beetle in a bad mood. He does it every time.
A lot of times...
Maybe it's unconsciously, but
is the show bad for... Maybe he shouldn't come on then anymore.
You can huff and puff, but it's the truth.
Who's huffing and puffing over
Sure,
there?
no one's huffing and puffing.
Nobody's huffing and puffing. Who's huffing and puffing? Oh, that's Fred. Makes noise through the whole show.
Through the entire show.
Fred is mentally ill.
Sean, focus on what we're talking about.
I may be mentally ill, but Sean, I was not doing anything of the sort.
Now, I think this is a good resolution.
Can I
What has been bad about this?
They're going to be conscious about getting the plugs out.
I sense you're still hurt, but I don't know.
I'm very hurt. Because I know that I'm not 100% taken seriously. And
by who?
I know people think...
Am I taking you seriously?
I don't know.
You know what I think?
What part of this don't you see me taking you seriously?
Like that you really think that there isn't nothing going on. And
I don't even care if there is. I'll look into it. And
so is, Howard. I wish you knew how much it is.
Let's say it is.
And there's somebody that works here,
right.
I will not throw the name under the bus. 2 people that worked here.
Well, they're telling you something's going on?
100%, Howard.
All right. So let's assume you're right. Now you got me looking into it.
And I mean, Robin Rosinski called me a nut. Therefore, has something
You've said some things and she said some things. People say things in anger.
She asked me if I thought it was a conspiracy. I said, yeah.
All right. But I'm telling you, whether it's a conspiracy or not, moving forward, when Beetlejuice makes an appearance, I can't guarantee he'll get on right away. I can't.
I know.
Doesn't work that way.
5 shows didn't get on.
Okay. Sometimes they don't.
They're not going to get on, especially when you don't like somebody.
No.
Everybody likes
not you.
If we have a hot show, we don't care. We don't care if Hitler came in here. If he's good on the air, he gets on.
Beetle's great on the air.
Beetle is great on the air, and he's been on 33 times.
How about when we were selling our car? Remember?
Yes, it's terrific.
I'm just bringing up another thing. The calendars, now the car, and the video. The car we came in to promote it on eBay. You made it to the radio. It didn't make it to the E channel.
All right. So what did I say? How are we going to move forward? How are we going to move forward?
Why didn't that make it? If that's why I came up here.
How are we going to move? How are we going to move forward, Sean?
Too many strikes.
Sean, look at me. How are we going to move forward?
It's out of my mind.
Sean, you're not out of your mind. Here, talking to you. You said you're out of your mind.
No, I said I'm not out of my mind.
Oh, okay. Look at me. I've tried to solve your problem. Look at me.
Sorry.
I've tried to solve your problem. Told you I'm taking you seriously.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that when you come on the show, you get your plug. Will every show be on? No.
I don't expect it to be.
Okay. When you're on the radio show, we can plug a lot. We can always
And I don't even want that many plugs, Howard.
Understood. I'm happy to give them.
And do you ever see me with hats and shirts saying Jolly Dwarf?
No.
I don't do that like other people.
I know. Jackie used to do it.
We don't lie and say we're going to do something and not do it and still get a plug.
So, Sean, what part of this makes you still feel disadvantaged?
The 2 numbskulls.
I think he shouldn't work with them anymore.
No.
They think I'm stupid. They think I don't know what's going on.
Because this is how this...
All right. Well, now you got them. But now you voiced it to me directly.
Howard, this is how this got this bad.
And you hated it. I heard you this morning. People, you're so loyal to everybody, and this is how they treat you?
That's right.
Well, that's the same
But
feeling
now
I feel.
I have said to you that I will look into this.
But he's not communicating well with the people he's working with at E. They're obviously...
Richie is fine. Richie's fine.
Then work with Richie all the time.
Yeah, I'll work with Richie.
All right. There you go.
That's all.
You've been heard.
You can't do this.
Your letter was not ignored.
I know.
And I think I've come up with a very, very good solution. I do. I am very pleased, and I wish you would be too, but if you're not, I understand.
I'm pleased with everything you do.
All right, that's it. Then we're done.
That's it.
Yes, Jay.
Yeah. Howard, I got to tell you, man, this guy, Beetlejuice is probably one of the best guests you have on the show. I think nothing but laugh every time.
I love the beat.
And look what's going on. You got his jackass manager talking for the past half hour, ruining a perfectly good opportunity here.
No, he's not ruining anything. He's
came
fighting
to resolve an issue.
He has a feeling that he's being disadvantaged. I've heard him, and I am going to respond in the way I think is appropriate.
Well, I think you should put him in the Robo-Spanker. Personally, I think
one more outburst and you're in the Robo-Spanker. Yes, Eddie, you're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing, Howard? Listen, how come you always have to act like a dad to everyone that has problems? You have to be the one that solves everything.
I am a problem solver, that's true. One of the reasons I've lasted in radio, Robin, Sean, Artie, Fred, not Benji. One of the reasons I've lasted in radio is because I'm able to hear people. I'm a listener.
Howard.
And when I hear somebody's upset, I'll listen to it. If it makes some sense to me, I will look into it.
Howard, one more thing. Try to move the limo, because there's an Italian sausage fair right outside, and I don't think you're going to get the giant limousine to go outside. Get Artie to go downstairs and pick out on some sausages.
Thank you.
All right, I'll do that.
All right.
You all right?
Beat, you okay over there, Beat?
Come on, Beat.
Come on, Beat. Let's have some fun. What happened?
Let's have a drink.
Talk to me what happened out there. Did you talk to anyone, or were you silent? Beat, what happened out there?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, can I just put some closure on this for
No.
E? For E?
No.
For E?
No.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
We closed it.
We're good.
We're closed. That's it.
Because there's been a lot of bad communication going on, and that's what this is all about.
Yes, Frosty.
Yeah, Howard, this guy Sean is as crazy as Ronnie the limo driver.
Oh, here we go.
No need for name calling.
Hey, I got a quick question for you, too, Howard. I met Artie. He looks real skinny. I want to know if he's doing blow again.
No, it's just called dedication to the gym, sir. Look into it.
I believe blow is going on. Yeah, I do. I do believe you're on blow.
Thanks, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I do. I think he does a little
What, a guy can't have a fun weekend every once in a while?
My guess is yes. Thank you.
So, yes, sir, go ahead. That's a yes.
Joey, go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, Howard?
What's up?
I don't like the way Sean came up there and flexed his muscles. So
we invited Sean.
Huh?
We invited Sean, and I wanted to hear what his beef was.
Yeah, but I don't like the way he was flexing his muscles towards Isaac. Isaac, you got a problem. I'll come and
come on down.
To Sean downstairs. I'll give you a plug, Sean.
I'll meet you downstairs. I'll meet you downstairs right now.
Yeah, yeah. Come downstairs.
Come on down, tough guy.
I'll give you a plug right in your mouth.
Okay, come down.
I'll give you a plug. What do you look like? Huh?
I'm about 5'6", 125 pounds.
You're picking on Isaac. You're picking on Isaac. Why don't you pick on me, huh?
Okay, tough guy. What are you trying out for a role there? What are you trying to get in the Goodfellas?
Come downstairs.
The Goodfellas, huh?
Come downstairs.
Yeah,
what are you wearing?
You sound like a moron, huh?
Well, I guess, well, he's a big man. Sean is a big, how tall are you, Sean?
Don't worry about it, Howard.
Sean is 6'7".
Don't worry about Howard.
Muscular.
I'll take care of that.
You couldn't beat time, brother.
Yeah. And yo, Beetlejuice, get rid of Sean. He's making your career worse.
Yeah, your career is yours a little worse than yours worse than anybody else.
By the end of the day, you'll have another man.
Speak English. Speak English.
Yeah, speak English.
You're talking like this. It's not impressive.
Go back to where you came from, you white guy.
Yeah, what are you, huh?
Isaac, don't worry about it.
I'll smack you, Isaac, at the same time.
About it.
He can't do anything, right, Beetle?
I didn't do nothing.
You're boring. Get off the air.
You're boring.
Yeah, I don't think you want to fight.
So that'll make the air. I'll make that. That'll fit.
Well, okay. There's been a lot of emotion.
That fit the show.
There's a lot of emotion in the room. Everybody calm down. What do you want to say, Rob? You have the last word, and then I have to take a break, and then we have to get the news.
Hey, Sean, you should, pipe down. Take your little coconut home and just pipe down.
Shut up.
All right? You're just like a whining little baby. If it wasn't for Beetlejuice, you'd be on the street.
And if it wasn't for basketball, Michael Jordan be pumping gas.
You're a bomb,
What are you trying to say?
I'm going to call JollyDwarf.com and I'm going to toss you and Beetlejuice.
You toss Beetle salad, that's about the only thing you're going to be tossing, pal.
All right, good comeback. I like the Michael Jordan line, and I like to toss the salad line.
He's ready.
Serious. I mean, if it wasn't for radio, what would you be doing? I mean,
exactly.
You could say that about anything in the world.
I would be president of the United States.
If it wasn't for limos, Ronnie wouldn't be driving.
Oh, believe me.
Good driver.
Ronnie is a good driver.
So, I mean, what the hell? If it wasn't for puppets, there would be no puppet makers. What is this guy trying to say?
I think what he's trying to say is if it wasn't for toaster makers, we'd have no toasters.
First of all, I made more money with before Beetle than I am now.
Bottom line. I think we've addressed it.
And if it wasn't for chubby chasers, I'd never get laid.
Nobody else don't do it instead of you and me.
Beetle, you get laid. Hey, all I know is you're getting laid, right, Pete?
Oh, anybody can get laid that time.
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, right, Pete?
Hey, pretty time be well.
I mean, let's face it.
Hey,
Howard, I hope I'm not sounding like a complainer, because that's not what the type of person I am.
No, I invited you here. I invited you here
to do it.
I invited you here. You did what you said you do, and I hope you think I heard what you had to say.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, you're here because it was taken seriously, Sean.
Yeah, I just don't want people saying I sound like a complainer. No. I do think I sound like a complainer, but it took me 3 years to complain about it. You know, and I can't just continue to let it happen when I know it's happening.
But it was taken. It was taken.
No, I know how it took it.
It was taken for a reason.
All right, I hope everybody's resolved now and we can all leave happy. Right?
I hope you're happy. I think I've heard what you had to say, and I think I'm listening, and I'm responding in a positive way.
I hope you know you're appreciated here.
Beetle, you continue to be my favorite guest. You're welcome here anytime.
Yeah,
and Sean,
whenever you're ready.
And Sean, you are a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And you're welcome here anytime.
And we appreciate that.
Same here. All right.
All right. Appreciate you too.
Let's get loaded.
Let's everyone calm down. Let's all be friends.
Let's party.
Hey, Beetle.
Bring some girls out, Ronnie.
Come on, Ronnie.
Now it's time to party, right, Beat?
Yeah.
Come on, Beat. Now all the bad feelings are gone. Right, Beat?
See, now you should have some girls in here.
Beat, let's get some girls.
Beetle could be happy.
Hey, Ronnie want to come up with it. Hey.
Ronnie's the man. Scores man 923.
Hey, Ronnie, just bring me all in. Ronnie, I'm in.
All right.
I'm going to call you.
All right.
Call me a bit. 5 minutes. Where you go?
We're off the air?
No.
No, I'll pretend we're off the air. Yeah, we're off the air. What do you want to say?
No, I was
all right. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the news and everything else right after these words.
Wanted more than just a banger, Pete? Because I know a lot of times you sort of go down the relationship route once you meet a girl.
Well, you know, I was like, after the show, I was like, you know, well, we'll sit to the camera guys. I was like, well, we'll see where this goes, you know? It's not a guaranteed relationship, but, you know.
I don't think of her and think of the word relationship at all.
At all. Just like, you know, have some fun and make you know, one thing leads to another.
You're already going too far for her.
Because she did say if she banged you, she wanted you to leave right after.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't take offense to that. That's
that wasn't just you, Pete. I mean,
that's what she wants. That's what she wants.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way she operates.
I mean, do you understand that this is a pure sex thing? That it's not a relationship thing? And I mean, certainly for her, and I figured for you, this is like let's have sex and then beat it. Do you understand that, or do you think that it could be more?
No, I totally understand that it would be just, you know.
Because you just 2 seconds ago said, let's see where it goes.
Just let's fuck, and then, but, you know, conversation can you know, if
you've already gone too far.
But
I don't want to have a conversation.
Who knows?
But I don't know if this is Pete's fantasy at all. Like, to me, a girl like that, a little bit of fantasy would be, you'd be so fucking good and so blow her away that she'd like, fuck, I gotta fuck this guy.
Yeah, see, I've never had that fantasy. I don't think I could be that good.
I think you could.
I don't know.
All right, let's go to the phones.
It's worth the shot.
Jim, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, you know, the one guy with the balls to fucker's got a damn open sore. Jesus, I can't believe there's single guys on the Howard Stern show that won't fuck this broad.
Hey, I always forget your name. I know you're from
Jim?
NC.
This is Jim.
Jim, yeah. But
Sure.
Jim, do you have a girlfriend or?
I do.
Okay, so let's say you were single, but you were in our position of like we're not exactly famous, but like reality show famous. So
In a New York minute, Benji.
What's that?
In a New York minute.
But wait,
All right.
so Jim, knowing that if you fucked her, that on Monday we're going to drag in the studio. I go, you fucked her. We want every little detail. We want to hear about it. So now everybody that listens to the show will know that you had sex with this porn star who sleeps with a lot of people, and a lot of them unprotected. That's cool for you?
Well, it brings notoriety to yourself, and it's something for the show. When you're working for the show, you've got to do that kind of thing. Look at her.
You don't have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
She's fantastic looking. I mean,
She is, but it's a
like-
one-time. It's basically a one-time thing.
Jim, are you saying that
makes it harder for next time?
Are you saying that some of the guys on the show aren't fulfilling their obligation? Seriously, because that's what it sounds like.
We're not being team players.
Right.
We're not fucking BB Jones.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, you and Howard should actually make it a stipulation that somebody.
Someone's got to get fired.
She's going to be there in Flushing, New York. She's going to be there all weekend.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah, and so about 50 other guys probably.
Gage, if you knew it wouldn't be found out, I think you said you would
Absolutely. If she came up to me at a bar and I didn't know she was a porn star, or even if I kind of found out that she was, and it wasn't part of the show, we were somewhere else, I would absolutely.
Okay, so let's take this a step further. You probably know how to get in touch with her.
Yeah,
without
right.
anybody knowing. Would you ever try to pull that off?
No, because I feel like nowadays with the Howard 100 News and everything else, that's not a possibility. Back in the old days, absolutely. Things can be kept quiet. Nowadays, no.
I did try contacting her
Yeah.
without anyone knowing, and she didn't just contact me back.
Right. Can I
So-
ask JD a question?
Oh, God.
JD, would you be more into her if she was only into you? Like, does it bother you that she
If
was like she would slept
if
with
she was
Benji?
somewhat into me, period. I don't believe that she was into me. And I believe her saying she wanted me to fuck me or whatever was her. She didn't mean it.
But if you thought she did, and she wasn't interested in Benji and me and 50 other guys, but only you, would you go through with it?
Maybe. I'm taught. Yeah.
So you
maybe.
don't like when they don't show you the only the attention. If she shows attention to anybody else, you don't like that.
Attention like that, it's a little weird. I'll fuck. Yeah.
Pete, same question.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yo.
Same question.
What's up? Do me a favor, just repeat the question.
No problem.
Yeah.
Would you?
I have a feeling that's not the first time in his life he said that.
JD is saying that it makes a difference. Like someone asked, well, why would you go out with Ashley Dupree, who was a known escort, who knows what she did
She was a
before.
former escort at the time, by the way.
A known escort, and who knows what she did at the time, versus someone like BB, who's just, admits to what she's doing. Is there a distinction between the two for you?
Yeah, somebody that doesn't admit it, I'll be more inclined to probably go out with, whereas someone who openly admits it, that would be a little, I don't know, I'd be a little skeevy towards that,
Well, let's say you got together. I mean, the sore thing didn't happen, and you got together with BB. Would it bother you, like, if she went on to the next guy, like she talked about today, she bangs a janitor, she bangs somebody she sees in an elevator. Would you feel, like, protective of her because you had been with her at that point?
Would I feel protective?
Would it bother you if she went to, like, the next guy? If she ran into Ganji and say, hey, let's go bang, and she's just coming off of, being with you?
Just sort of, kind of, in a kind of a weird way, yeah. I'd be concerning. Somewhat. I mean, yeah.
What's the question you just answered?
What was the question again? I don't know.
Benji, I can imagine you can relate to what Pete's saying.
Listen, she is physically beautiful. I want to fuck her. I want to possess her. So I get that. Yeah, you want to be the one. It's the same thing. Like, look, we could easily, I don't know how much. We could take $50. We could take a couple $100 and go pretty much fuck any girl we want of a certain caliber, a prostitute. But it's not hot because it's like you're paying for it. And there's something about this. a little bit in a similar category. If there's nothing special about you, if you're no different than like anyone else,
right?
It's not as hot.
Right. I'll agree with that.
Thanks.
Rosie O'Donnell's on the phone. Well, first of all, Rosie, congratulations. You got an excellent write-up in the Post today about your new show. They're saying it's a breath of fresh air, the blah, 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 going on and on, raving. Hollywood Reporter, excellent review. They say the show is not sterile, that things are being mixed up, that you never know what you're going to get.
Well, that's always good.
You're getting hit reviews.
That's nice. I just woke up. I haven't read anything, so I'm happy to hear that.
Where are you now, in Chicago?
I'm in Chicago, in my very cold dressing room.
With Oprah's staff. Now, here's my prediction.
Go ahead.
I don't know a thing, but this is, I have intuition.
You got a hunch.
And you can deny it if you want.
I might.
Oprah's staff likes things...
Is it Oprah's staff?
Yes. Rosie was given Oprah's staff. Listen, it's a very successful staff.
Okay.
But they like doing things where everything is very packaged, very produced. Rosie likes to let things evolve and happen.
And Rosie's Rosie. She's not Oprah.
She's not Oprah. I predict within a year, Rosie, all new staff. That's my prediction.
Well, you know, you're not going to be Psychic of the Year, because here's the thing. It's only about 3 of people from her senior staff.
Okay.
And the rest of them were all young, new kids who had worked at her staff for about 5 to 8 years. So they're in their 20s, most of them. So they're quite trainable, right? But I will tell you, you're right about initially they were worried about the fact that I don't use the prompter. Because normally they have a prompter and everybody follows it in the control room. Right. And so that's the reason we went live, Howard, which I think you'll understand better than anyone, is all the practice shows, you know, I would do something and then after, you know, we got to go, we'll be right back. And they'd say, we're going to have to do that again. I'm like, why? Well, you forgot to say NBC's The Voice.
Right.
I'm like, oh, dear Lord.
That's not going to fly with you.
Okay, so Thursday, after the test show, I had a meeting with Lisa Erspalmer, who's, you know, one of the head Oprah people. She and Sherry Salata, like, ran it for 25 years, ran her show. And my 2 executive producers and I was like, okay, listen, I'm not willing to trade something real for something fake. Just because something's real and has a little few flaws in it does not make it less valuable than something that's perfect and sterile and ridiculous.
Right.
And they're like, well, how could we fix that? I said, we could go live. Cut to, they said, okay, which I never thought they would do, because I thought they'd be worried that I might, you know.
The whole show is live.
Live.
Wonderful.
Is this going to kill you? I'm saying right now it's fun, you know, the first show.
Yeah, it's the first blush. You've been back.
You've been having a great life. You've been enjoying hanging out.
Yeah.
Is this going to kill you?
I pray to God it's not going to kill me, but I was hanging out for 10 years, Howard.
So what?
That's a lot. 10 years, man, of doing nothing. You tried. It's not easy.
You were going stir crazy.
Listen, you know, my kids were raised. They were all in school. My youngest is you know, going to be 9 years old, and I didn't have anything to do.
I can't keep up with you. You baffle me.
Why?
Because, you know, Rosie and I never had a private conversation, really. I mean, you know, not where we've threatened to get together for dinner, but there's always There's always a complication.
Oh, dear. But she's hard to schedule with.
Yeah.
She is hard to schedule with.
She is. She's difficult. But you fascinate me.
I
do. When I came into your life, you had met you had a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
She moved the whole family in. She had 6 kids. You have 4 kids.
Yeah.
You were
She didn't move him in. They moved him next. They moved next door.
You were in the process of what you called blending the families.
Yeah.
Now somehow that relationship ended.
Yeah.
And then,
which I believe was predicted by you.
Oh yeah. Well, because you were going probably insane with her 6 kids. Let's be honest. That's too many kids.
Let's be honest. You have a vision of what you think would work, and I remember that movie, Yours, Mine, and Ours, with Lucille Ball.
Right.
And I thought, well, how
that's what you were thinking.
Perfect. Yeah. This could be perfect, right? But honestly, it was a lot of kids, and that's the truth. It was a lot of kids.
It ruined the relationship.
I would say ruined, but it didn't allow for any time for she and I to be together alone, and
right.
There were lots of kids with lots of different issues. And,
right.
I got my own 4, and they have their own challenges, right? And so it just felt to me like chaos and too much. And she's a lovely, lovely person.
So in other words, you saw this movie and had the idea. But the kids didn't see the movie. That was the problem.
No, but they
Right.
did see the one with Steve Martin, Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yes. Now, was it complicated when you had to go, like when you broke up? I can't even imagine the hassle. First of all, you got to move her out of the house.
Which literally she did in 3 days over Christmas. It was very quick.
And then
over Christmas,
you had to go,
up.
and you had to go over Christmas, no less.
Oof.
Then you had to go to the kids and say, "Listen, remember the movie I watched?"
Turns out it doesn't work like that.
That was the movies, kids.
Yeah, now we have a different movie to watch.
Was that a horrible...
No, because, the kids knew. The kids knew in the beginning, like I said, here's the thing, we're going to see what happens, and and I love Tracy, and we're going to see what happens. And so the fact that we didn't live in one house, I think, was helpful in terms of them not feeling as, upset, or they sort of, there was a separation, and it wasn't like we did every holiday together. In fact, we didn't really do that. I took my kids and did what we normally did, and she did what she normally did.
And Tracy had to be brokenhearted because, listen, nabbing a Rosie is a big deal.
Nabbing, I love that.
Well, let's be honest.
You think I'm nabbable?
Well, listen.
Well, you're acting like she lost a Porsche.
She's a big... Well, yeah, Rosie's a big star. She is the pride.
It's more like a Hyundai Sonata, Robin. I don't know if it was a Porsche.
She is the home run of home runs. She's wealthy. She's, listen. She's everything
she's
a woman.
She's also a good person.
Yeah, right. So, when you broke up with her, it had to be, the worst.
Well, just so you know, it was not. It was. She made the decision. It wasn't. She said, "This is not going to work for me, and I'm going to go."
Well, in other words, you acted so miserable.
No, I just knew. I knew fairly early on that a long time future and forever wasn't in the cards, and that I loved her very much, and I care about her kids, and I care about her life, and and what I think we ended up wanting different things. Although in the beginning it was a great, immense love affair, and it's wonderful to feel those kinds of feelings. And I had been in a relationship for a long time that towards the end was kind of when people are about to divorce, it's a couple years of rockiness, right? So
and here's what else baffles me.
What's that?
Okay, so this whole moving to Chicago thing, I don't get. Now, Parker is in military school, so he's covered.
And loves it.
Can you believe this?
Military
I cannot believe it, truthfully. He's been asking since he was 8.
Wow.
And I was...
Wow.
Yeah. Obsessed with everything, like can tell you everything General Patton ever did, could tell you who was in what war, what countries, and why. And
do you think he'll become a military guy?
That's what he's always wanted. And, and I was really concerned, to tell you the truth. He's 16. When I left my show, I kept him in first grade twice because I wanted him to sort of, relearn and have focus, and I wasn't home during my, the show. So he did first grade twice. So he's older than most of the kids in 10th grade. He's 16. Most of them are 15.
Right.
And when bin Laden was killed, he was awake. We were in my room, and I really was panicked that something huge was going to happen. Like they dropped the nuclear bomb, because the president doesn't give a press conference on a Sunday night.
Right.
And they announced that he's dead, and my son goes, "Oh, shit." And I go, "What, honey?" He goes, "I wanted a shot at him, Mom." And he was
this
dead
is some
serious.
kid. This is some kid.
Dead
Now,
serious.
Here you are, a peacenik, right? You are someone.
Totally.
And this kid is rebelling by becoming a military guy.
Well, that's what I said. I said, how do you piss off your left-wing, liberal, pacifist, lesbian mother? You join the military, you know? I'm
And
like,
you were
don't
the
you
type-
want to stay home and get drunk and have crazy sex with
Right.
your parents? He's like, you know, yeah, I'm going to do that as well, Mom, but I first want to serve my nation. I'm like, okay, baby.
Wow.
You know?
Doesn't this blow your mind in the sense that you were the type of mother, from what I could understand, that was up this kid's ass? I mean, he couldn't make a move without you. And
Yeah,
then
I'm madly in love with him.
And all of a sudden now, he's moving out of the house
He's
at
gone.
16. He's gone.
Yeah, it wasn't really all of a sudden, you know. I mean, he's seen every movie about military school and stuff, and he saw TAPS. So I'm partially blaming Tom Cruise, but he saw TAPS, and he was like, "Mom, I want to go to that school."
Is he into
And then-
guns?
Excuse me?
Is he into guns?
Well, he'll tell you every caliber. He's never
Wow.
shot a gun. We don't have a gun in the house. But he knows, like, when we're watching a show, he'll go, "Oh, Mom, that's a 15-millimeter CC from a Nighthawk Fire Ranger." He knows everything.
Is he into hand-to-hand combat? Does he take karate and all that?
No, but he's into football and athletics, and he's,
Right.
you know, he's very sort of cut, and he's like, he looks like he belongs in, like, when I saw him in his uniform, they had the graduation
Right.
from the, you know, plebe to the cadet, and I was up there 2 weekends ago, and I was stunned. And here he is, like 6'1". He lost 20 pounds there. He's fit. He's cut, and he's so happy.
Wow.
And everywhere we went, like I took him out to dinner to celebrate, and we're at some steakhouse up in Valley Forge, and people in the waiting, you know, to get a seat said to him, "Thank you for your service," because he looks like he's in the Navy.
Right.
Wow.
And
Wow.
He goes, "Thank you, ma'am. I'm still a cadet, but I will pass on that to the men in the arms." He would say the whole thing, you know.
Wow.
He called me ma'am once, Howard, and I almost had like an aneurysm.
You're kidding.
I'm like, honey, you do not ma'am me ever.
This
It is
sounds like
disrespectful to ma'am your mother.
You're not kidding. This sounds like remember that show with Michael J. Fox? He was like a Republican, but his parents were hippies.
Oh, he's not a Republican.
No, but
In fact,
I'm saying he comes from this piece. You know, you personally were upset that they killed Bin Laden because you felt he deserved a trial.
opposed to war.
You wanted a trial for him.
Yeah, I wanted to know if it was legal in the nation, you know, that we live to do this, right?
Right.
I questioned whether or not it was legal. Is it legal to do that?
Right.
Right? But he's a Democrat, though. My son said, he goes, "Mom, in the whole school there's like 5 Democrats." He said, "I get into the greatest discussions about, you know, what's going on politically." And he grew up in a family where we discussed politics at the dinner table. So he's well-versed in what's going on.
Here is the turnaround in your life. You left your first show, which was very successful, because you wanted to be home with the family. The kids were young.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you're living in Chicago. You got your one daughter with you. 2 of the daughters are living with Kelly.
A daughter and a son.
A daughter and a son are living with Kelly.
Well, they're doing halftime, right? So the oldest boy, Parker's away. Chelsea's living with me, and the 2 little ones are doing, you know, half and half.
I feel like you're free and clear now. With the kids. I mean, I feel you're back to being, you know.
She dropped them all.
I feel you got everyone sort of in somewhere and stashed away, and then you're running around in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm at all the gay bars dancing till 3 in the morning.
No, you have a new girlfriend.
Exactly, who you will love, Howard. Because remember when you were saying to me, "Hey, did you have a crush on Beth?" And I said to you, when she did the View, and I was like, "No, she's too perfect for me. I'd be too intimidated to go near a woman who looked like that."
Right.
Cut to, I'm in Starbucks, and I see this woman in front of me, dressed perfectly, very Beth-like,
Right.
holding a puppy, and I have a puppy just like it, and I was thinking of getting another one for Chicago, and
Right.
I thought she was a straight 28-year-old because that's what she looked like, and I start talking to her, and I'm like, you know.
And by the way, this one, just so I'm clear, this one doesn't have any kids, right?
No kids.
Perfect. All right, go ahead.
Perfect.
Yeah, and you're not having kids with her, right?
Not at the moment.
All right,
but,
go ahead.
Yeah, so she's holding the puppy, and I'm like, you know, I got a dog like that. Where did you get it? And we start talking, and I said, here's the thing.
Were you
have to
hitting
learn.
on her?
No, because I didn't think she was gay at all. I do, you know, it's like she's got a Beth vibe, honey. She wears high heels and Prada belts and a lot of jewelry. Like I thought she was just a straight girl.
So your gaydar wasn't going wild.
Honey, not only was it not going wild, it didn't even register a possible blip.
But but why did you start talking to her? Because she was beautiful?
No, because of the dog.
Exactly, because of the dog.
But listen, Rosie sees 50 people a day with dogs. She tells them to fuck off. Why did this one she's all of a sudden talking to?
I'll tell you why, because I have a 4-pound Chihuahua, and she was holding a 3-pound Pomeranian.
Right.
And I wanted to know if it was full grown because, you know, I can't bring the big dogs back and forth. So I have a little Chihuahua, and my daughter Chelsea, who's living with me here, I want to get her a little one so Missy would have a friend and blah, blah, blah.
So when you're talking to her,
Yeah.
Does she recognize right away it's Rosie O'Donnell?
I think so, yes.
Okay,
Well,
go ahead.
But she didn't say it, you know.
And she's wearing a little hot dress, and she's got high heels on.
No, she's got like jeans that, you know, your thigh don't touch kind of jeans.
Right.
Like
and she's 28.
No, she's 40.
40?
She looked 28.
Tight
right?
ass, big boobs, the whole thing.
Honey, you're a dream girl. I'm telling
Really?
you. Remember in the studio?
Who does she look like?
Julianne Moore.
Oh, my.
Yes, red hair, green eyes.
So you're talking to her.
I'm talking to her, and I said, you know, here's what happened to me. I got a little chihuahua when I was 33, and the next thing I knew, I had a son. So you're probably going to have a baby soon. And she, you know, told me that she was trying to have a baby. And, you know, and I said, oh, well, you know, maybe your husband. But she said, oh, I don't have a husband. I'm a lesbian. And I laughed. I was like, I said, that's funny.
Bingo.
I said, you're funny. What's your name? And she said, you know, Michelle. I go, no, seriously. She goes, no, I am a lesbian. I go, you're a lesbian. If you're a lesbian, you're one of those lesbians for 14 minutes. You're not a real. She says, I've been out since I'm 24 years old.
Wow.
I'm like, and how old are you now? 28? She said, no, 40. I go, first of all, I thought it was Ashton Kutcher on Punk'd for a minute.
This is too good to be true.
Well, yeah, and then I didn't trust her for a while. I'm like,
well, what do you mean you didn't trust her?
Because, like I said, I was intimidated by the beauty. I was a little thrown by the, I don't know.
Well, Kelly was beautiful, but you're talking about a whole nother level up.
Kelly is beautiful, and it's not about levels. It's just about she's very much of a girl. I've never dated a woman who is so much of
so
a girl.
Feminine.
Exactly.
So wait a second. You meet this girl in Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's a picture of her.
Oh, yeah, pictures flying in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you enjoy that, Howard?
Oh, yeah, baby.
I thought you might like that. I thought of you.
You'll bring her over to my
more
place.
Than once.
We'll
More
get
than
her,
once, Howard.
We'll get her in a bikini.
Oh, yeah, she has a few.
Oh, look at her. She is lovely.
Yeah,
is she wearing a wedding ring with you?
No, she is not wearing a wedding ring.
It appears to be. Wow, she's some knockout.
Yeah.
You know how to handle something like that?
Howard, that was my concern. I was like, hey, what have I...
You meet her in Starbucks. How long before you take her out on a date?
About 2 weeks.
What did you do? You started texting and calling?
Yeah, you know, my daughter was in the hospital for a while, and so I was going back and forth to the city.
What is that all about? Is she all right?
Yeah, she's okay. But, you know, for my 14-year-old. And so I was in and out of the city a lot for like a month. And, you know, so I didn't really have any time. So we talked for like 2 weeks on the phone and texting and emails and stuff. And then
that's romantic. And
it was.
Are you burning with desire for her?
Well, I was nervous, Howard. I was like nervous.
But you were thinking about her a lot.
And I was also thinking, could she really be gay? Like, you know, but then as we were talking about, you know, her life and her relationships, and I was like very...
you found yourself fantasizing about her?
Yes.
Alone in bed? You touched yourself thinking about her?
Well, Howard, you know.
I mean, that's okay.
There's all kinds of influence you can buy to help you do that. But no,
I know. Robin teaches me.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, well...
So, okay, so you're thinking about her, you're texting this and that, and you say, let's go out on a date.
Well, yeah, she said, let's have dinner, you know.
Where'd you take her?
I was like, to a sushi restaurant, but in my town, because, you know, I had the kids and we had some stuff going on. So she came up with her puppy.
Right.
And met three of my children the first day, because what I thought was, you know, if this has any chance to ever be anything, it comes with 3 kids. Right?
It was clear it was a date, though.
You introduced the kids right away.
She doesn't fuck around.
Oh.
No,
because you know what? Rosie falls in love like in a day.
Immediately.
Yeah, like she doesn't even like date that much. As soon as she meets anybody that she's slightly attracted to, she moves them right in.
Well, I went on 4 dates. You'll be proud of me, Howard.
Right.
And in the last, like, you know, since I've been divorced, which is like 4 years,
right.
I went on 4 dates with people I did not move in with. So I'd like to have a round of applause.
All right, so there is some discriminating.
Right, but when I go on a date, here's how it goes. I go out to dinner, and then if I don't feel that thing that you're supposed to feel, like, oh my gosh, I want to like get to know you, I want to sit next to you, I want to snuggle, I want to, you know.
Right.
If I don't feel that, then that's done.
You move on.
And that's
right
fair.
away.
But that's fair.
Right away.
You say to them, oh, this was a nice time, I'll get in touch with you, and you never call, right?
Well, you know, because I'm a lesbian, they end up texting and we're friends. But
Right.
I make it clear that, you know, I'm not particularly interested in anything other than that.
Women are so good with each other. They're so sensitive that way. Like
That
me,
they
I would
can
just
be friends.
I just would never write the person and hide.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, I used to do that with therapists. Whenever my therapist pissed me off, I would change my phone number and just never call them back.
That's healthy. I wish I could learn how to do that.
Yeah, that's a good trick. I think you should use that.
So you go out on a date. Where do you take these girls to dinner? Because right away it becomes a story. This is in your neighborhood. No one squeals on you. No one says.
Yeah,
Hey.
in Nyack it's very easy. You know that everybody. I've lived there a long time.
What'd she wear on the date? Was she wearing like no panties?
No. She's got some thong action going on, but no, white jeans and a black shirt and heels that I could not believe a human could walk in.
And no bra.
Oh no, honey, believe me.
Oh.
She's got the bra underwear matching sets, La Perla, something that she's taught me about. I now have matching bras and underwear, color coordinated, with lace.
Does it make you feel good?
It does, and
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
So wait a second. This girl, you go on the date, and I know with the way you've described it, you like a nice big build-up sexually. You don't want to like just get it over with in 2 seconds.
Oh no! In fact, it was
Right.
not. There was no chance or time. You know, I was. So then after we went out to dinner, all it was a kiss goodnight, and then we
With a
went
tongue.
Out. Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, I'm
Look
49,
at you.
honey.
Wow.
What am I going to do? Peck her on the cheek?
No time to waste.
There were 3 kids sleeping upstairs and 1 in military school. I couldn't exactly, bound chicka bound. And besides, I was nervous, Howard.
Do you initiate the kiss or she does?
I did.
Well, good for you.
Well, I was nervous to do it though.
But you knew she wanted it. If she's going all the way up to Nyack, she wanted something with you. I mean, yeah. Where does the kiss happen? Out in your front door?
No, on my living room couch. I walk in and the kids are waiting because the kids were playing with her dog, and the kids are waiting. Hi, and I'm like, okay, everybody, up to bed. Mom will be up there. And
Yeah, but it's 4 o'clock. So they go up to bed. You get her on the couch, and you make out with her.
No, we don't make out. With 1 kiss.
That's romantic.
This is what I said to the kids. I go, you guys go up to bed. Mommy will be up in a half an hour. And she has since told me that when I said that, she thought to herself, oh, she's not interested, right? That she put her right. But I wasn't. What am I going to say? I have the kids. They're waiting in my bed.
No, that's very respectful.
Right. So
were you burning with desire?
Well, I was definitely wanting to kiss her.
Right. Oh,
and I did.
She's a knockout. I'm staring at the picture as you're talking.
She's beautiful. She's inside and out. She's so great with kids. She's really lovely. She's smart. She's kind. She's got her own. She's got.
So when do you finally bang her?
It took a few months, Howard.
Few months. Because you like that build-up.
Well, I was going back and forth to Chicago in the early parts of the summer to set up the show. Even right before the summer, I was going back and forth, and then
second date. You feel her up?
No.
Just kiss again.
We made out.
Oh my God! See, women when they're with each other, they love a slow build.
Oh, you kidding? And then all the letters about how great the kiss was, and then talking, and then send me a photo. Where are you? And,
look at that!
Oh my God! It's romance times 1,000.
Did she sext you?
No.
No pictures of herself over the text with her legs or panties?
Oh no.
Nothing.
Well, no. Come on. She's not a skanky hoe.
That's not hoe. That's fun.
Well, before you even make love to the person, they're going to send you pictures of themselves naked?
Not naked, but, a little something. So, all right. So you make out for a long time on the second date. Third date, I'm going to say by the third date, fingers. Now you're burning with desire.
No, let me tell you something. Here's what it went from. Kissing to, could you come and spend 2 weeks with me?
Right. It was time.
So all 4 dates were just making out.
Where'd she come to, Chicago?
Just kissing. Miami. We went to Miami.
Oh, the house in Miami.
Yeah, which is really, that's the house. Every time I pull in, I go, who owns this place?
Right.
Oh, crap, it's me.
And when she saw that place, it was romantic time.
It was romantic time. But you know what? She's got her own thing going on, honey.
What does she do?
Money. She's an IT headhunter.
Oh.
And she's like, one of the most successful people in that field. And
that's attractive. I like that.
Yeah, she's got a lot of her own money, cash, life. She's got a Beamer. She wears all these designer everything and jewelry. And I'm like, where'd you get those earrings? She's like, I bought them.
Sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, a little bit, and that's what I was a little bit like going, where am I going to find the trap door? Where am I going to hear? By the way, I was arrested for impersonating Julianne Moore and stealing $50 million.
Have you ever dated someone who had that type of personal income and was able to support themselves in that fashion?
No.
So this is a new avenue for you.
It is.
And then you
You're
say,
not
and then
gonna
the
be
insecure.
in charge of everything.
So then the
exactly, Robin. I'm not the boss.
So then the insecure part of you becomes a little more secure because she could afford. She doesn't need your money. So
In any
maybe
way.
you start thinking she really loves me.
Well, I don't think, Kelly didn't need my money. I mean, Kelly comes from a trust fund baby. She was a very rich kid.
Good.
Right? But, Michelle grew up very similar kind of financial way straight that I did, although she was in the most western part of upper New York State. Right? So
Is she a gold star lesbian or has she been with men?
What is a gold star lesbian?
Gold star lesbian is a true lesbian who has never even messed around with men.
Oh, I didn't know that term.
I didn't know that either. And
I just coined it.
Oh, it's
3 seconds ago.
Gold star lesbian.
No, seriously.
No, she's not a gold star lesbian, nor am I, Howard.
Well, I mean, you messed around with some men, but very, very superficially.
I did the deed more than once.
Well, you tried.
No, honey, I lived with a guy for over a year.
Oh, did I know that?
When I was 28.
And you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed sex with this guy?
Very much.
You didn't want to throw up and go, and you weren't thinking about women the whole time.
No, you know what else I enjoyed? Going to the supermarket with him before the football game on Sunday and getting the beer, chips, and nachos and having the cashier say, "Oh, how long have you guys been dating?" And it was all of a sudden to be accepted in the world, not having to have who you're with be invisible and people pretend they didn't know. And listen, it's a long time ago. It's over 20 years ago, right?
So you're bisexual?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely gay.
Right.
But I see a handsome man, I'm not dead. I look at there's a sexy hot guy, I go, look at him. I don't necessarily want him naked in my bed, but I would like him to maybe tidy up around my house.
It must be painful for you when you're around me because I'm so handsome.
I'm telling you.
It must be confusing for you.
If I even went close to you, Jeanette Barber would have my head because.
Did the guy get you off? I mean, were you able to have an orgasm with him?
Oh gosh, yes, honey.
No kidding.
Everything works downtown. It's not like lesbians don't function without the right car key.
No, but I have many friends who are lesbians who say to me, the thought of the penis going in them is so repulsive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that they can't even.
Well, I don't think that could possibly be true because there's a lot of.
Yeah, who are you talking to?
I have friends.
Where is this? What are you, women who? What?
All right, that's the second thing I made up.
I figured.
Gold star lesbian in that.
And all of your lesbian friends who are repulsed by penises.
Well, but I have male friends who are gay and who have said to me, they quite frankly, they go to me, ugh, pussy is disgusting.
Okay, I have a friend, Dan, and he went for the first time when he was 30 to a bachelor party at a strip joint, and he was there, and his friend supposedly didn't know he was gay. The woman was on the stage, spread her legs in front of them, and he said loud, and everyone heard, "Oh my God, it looks like roast beef."
Right. Well, I would imagine it would be the same for you. You see a penis, and you're like, ugh, filthy penis.
No, not at all. No.
So now you get her to Miami. None of the kids are there with you.
Honey, all the kids are there.
Wow. And she's going to come for 2 weeks and stay with you?
Yes.
And go in the bedroom with you?
Yes.
That's a bold move.
And here's the best part of her. So we're second night. We're in the bed. The kids. We've put the kids to bed. They're asleep. We're in the bedroom. All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock. Come in, and in comes Vivi. I can't sleep in my room, and I'm thinking, oh dear God. And then in comes Blakey. Mom, if Vivi's going to stay in here.
And the hot girlfriend is laying there in lingerie and.
Yeah.
And
you know what she does? She goes, "Come on," and moves over.
Oh, that was a good move on her part.
Not only it's innate, it was an innate thing, and I thought to myself, this is so perfect, right?
How was the first night of making love? Awkward because I know you're shy. Were you able to get off, or were you so shy that you dried up?
No, honey. No, Mommy's on bioidenticals, and trust me, downtown Niagara Falls.
Because you're on what? Biomedicals?
Bioidentical hormones. Beth doesn't have this yet. When she gets to be my age.
Is this because of menopause?
Yes, honey.
And it introduces female hormones and makes you wetter.
If you don't
it keeps everything working.
It makes.
Are you on it, Robin?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're not. You've told me you've had to use KY.
Never. I lied.
No, you didn't.
I did not.
She made that up. That's like the Astroglide star hetero.
Do you have to worry about safe sex the first time you're with her? Like, do you guys go get checked out, or you have to do dental dams and all that?
No.
Dental dam.
Yeah, dental dam.
You know, it's very, very rare for a woman to give another woman a sexually transmitted disease.
Well, could I tell you what I just read?
It doesn't happen.
You want to know? You want to know what I just read?
What?
That when oral sex occurs, like if I go down on a woman, that now they think it's a leading cause of throat cancer. Because, yeah, it was in the New York Times. I'm not making this up from some tabloid. I'm talking about the greatest newspaper in the world. If you go down on a woman and you get the human papillomavirus in your throat,
that's different.
yeah, you get throat cancer 9 times out of 10.
But that's if somebody has HPV, if they have warts, right? Which I would hope you would notice while you were downtown.
Please, what am I going to go down there with a flashlight?
Honey, you could. I
have my eyes closed.
Warts, babe, warts. They're very. You could feel it with your hopefully very skilled tongue.
So you're telling me the first night she comes to Miami. Kids go to bed. She marches herself up to your bedroom with you, and lovemaking begins.
Yes, but honey, I was already in love with her. Right?
No, I understand you're in love. She's there, but now it's time to physically act out your love.
Yeah, right. And
so does she remove? Do you remove her clothing one piece at a time, very slowly?
Oh no, like Howard, this feels like a Penthouse Forum letter. All
of course
I can tell
it
you is, let me tell you this: it was really, really lovely, and like everyone else, when you're initially with somebody and you love them and you first have sex, it's kind of awkward because it's a new person and you don't know, and then as you're together, it's it's better and better and better and better.
No vibrators?
No.
Just fingers?
Just body parts, just doing it just like you and Beth.
Wow.
No toys.
No toys, nothing. Pure human love.
Pure skin on skin. That's
and when
it.
she took her clothes off, was it amazing?
Every time that she does, it is.
In other words, no cellulite.
I say to her, you look like a Barbie. You look like a human Barbie.
And
right?
she loves when you say that.
That's the thing. Here's something I found out that's shocking. That women who are beautiful, like Beth, like Mish, I assumed in my life that those beautiful women know it.
No.
And that I'm stunned by
Beth
this.
told me last night how ugly she is.
Oh, God.
I said, thank God you think that, because that helps me to take advantage of how beautiful you are.
Well, I can't sort of believe that, I can't believe that they don't live knowing it. I think if you're like the normalish woman like me, right, like chubby and overweight, whatever, you don't pay attention to stuff like makeup and lingerie, you assume that those super girly, sexy, beautiful women walk around with an air of, aren't I the goods? Right?
Were you ashamed of your body? Were you like, I'm not good enough to take my clothes off, let's put the lights down, I don't want you to see me?
Yes.
You were. Did you keep your shirt on? Do you keep your shirt on?
Oh, no, honey. No, it's not like ashamed, like, oh, don't look. But, listen, I'm 200 pounds. She's 100 pounds.
Right.
I was afraid I would roll over and smother her in the bed. I didn't know. It was like, honey, be careful, because I don't know if you're used to be, but she's so... Do
you suck in your stomach? Do you start to worry, like, hey, I'll try and look good here, and like, I'll try to look thinner?
Next time I'm there, I will actually show you my stomach, and the sucking in hardly even helps.
Had she ever been with a large woman before?
Yes.
She had?
Yes, she's been, she's had, she's not invested in it's not about looks for her, which obviously...
Yeah, same with Beth.
Right, it's not about that.
Do you do what I do? I walk to the bathroom backwards so that she can't see my ass. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I have cellulite.
But wait a minute, you showed your ass on national TV.
Yeah, that was that was maybe the biggest mistake of my life.
Well, we all know your ass, Howard.
Even Beth said to me, like when I was 7, I saw that on TV. And I thought it was whatever. I don't know how old she was, but well, she had to be around there.
That's gotta hurt.
She goes,
what's the age difference with you two? What's the age difference?
Not much, 19 years. But
19?
I look incredibly young. So
I know you do. I've been around you.
Yeah,
it's hard. The pheromones are flying.
Yeah, it doesn't look weird at all when she's with me because, listen.
You're evenly matched.
Beth's turning 40, and I'm 57.
Yeah. Well, honestly, you do look pretty amazing, Howard. I got to tell you.
Exactly. So do you.
Fit. Well, honey, I could use to lose about 40 pounds. But
do you think you'll lose 40 pounds now that you're with this new woman and she's so...
Well, here's the thing. I actually have lost some weight already, and she's very interested in health, right? She eats healthy food. She works out, and she keeps saying to me, I want you to live. You need to live.
Was she in the audience for the first show that you did at the Oprah thing? Of course, that's the greatest aphrodisiac. If she wasn't turned on before, when a woman sees...
And all your glory.
Well, even Beth says when she sees me working the radio controls, it turns her on.
Well, you know, it's funny because she came to the rehearsal, and we had a rehearsal on Sunday because we were going live yesterday.
Right.
So she, for the first time, sat and watched me sort of do what I do. And
do you find yourself trying to make your job look more complicated in front of her so that she's even more impressed?
Or that you have to tell people what to do.
Like use like start bossing some people around, or tell people like some television terms, like we got to sweep this quarter hour, please. I know about this. Do you find yourself doing that? I do that with Beth.
I think I do it a little bit, but I will tell you this, that I am always bossy, so it wasn't like I was acting.
You should have fired someone right on the spot. That would have gotten her. She would have been naked in your room within 2 seconds.
With all the kids, that wouldn't have been good. But she was sitting with the kids, and so I didn't even realize that it was, it's the first time she sort of had seen me, like, in that work professional mode of being the boss. And so I was doing what I do. Like, we're not going to use the 2-shot. We're going to use the 1.
Yeah.
Please have the jib when the boys come out. With the Broadway boys. I was doing all that, but it was real, right? And then we go out to dinner, and she goes, it was amazingly exciting to watch you do. I'm like, to watch me at rehearsal in my sweatpants? She's like, honestly, honey, you don't know. I was like, oh, my God, you're going to have to come to work with me every day.
Are you making love to her every day?
Well, honey, it's pretty new. And I would say we have a very affectionate relationship.
Do you ever make love with her back in your office at work?
I have not, no, because there's many people here, and there's usually at least a child or 2. Are
you guys obnoxiously affectionate in front of the staff, or do you keep that under wraps?
I don't think obnoxiously, but my children do say, like my 11-year-old boy, Mom, get a room, which is now his favorite line. Get a
So
room.
every night you're making love to this beautiful woman?
I wouldn't say, every night, honey, I'm 49 and I'm tired. And when I did, the build-up to this show, we did 2 rehearsal shows every day because I couldn't get it right. I was, it's an hour show, right? The shortest I ever did when we were on tape, not live like we did last night, like we're going to be from now on.
Right.
I did an hour and 22.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell is happening?
Right.
I couldn't get it to an hour. And so then the Thursday, I was really frustrated. We had done this piece with the Broadway kids from my school dancing, and Javier Colon was singing, and I came up and said at the end, thank you, kids, give Javier some love. And they all just spontaneously ran and grabbed him, and I said, what do you have to say to him? And they all in unison said, thank you, it was adorable. And I said, we'll be right back after this. And then I hear from the booth, we're going to have to do that again. You forgot to do the NBC plug. You did not say NBC, the voice on NBC. I'm like, I'm not doing it again.
Listen to me. Listen to me. If those imbeciles who run that OWN network had any brains, they got no programming. They have no ratings.
Honey, it's hard to start a network.
Listen to me. If you want to go an hour and a half.
You think they should just let her go?
Let her go. What else do they got to do? They got to get to what? Reruns of what?
Well, so don't they have some kind of Oprah show on after
They do. They have a brand new Oprah show.
Start the Oprah show. Start the Oprah show. And let's say Rosie goes an hour and 25 minutes. So start the show.
It is an Oprah show, though.
So what?
Well,
all they got is empty slots.
Well, we got to have programming for commercials, but you have to remember when networks started, like Fox, they just did one night.
Right.
When CNN was on, nobody watched it for 3 years. The normal platform to launch a network on cable is anywhere from 3 to 7 years.
But that's why I'm saying they got you. You're high profile. You're getting great reviews already.
Let her go.
Do your thing.
Give her a 4-hour show.
Why does it have to be? Let her go for 4 hours. Who cares?
All of a sudden I'm going to be doing Sabago Gigante.
No, but I'm saying if you're there anyway and you feel like going, go. It's live. Go for it.
Well, I got to tell you, we had Russell Brand. Have you had him on your show?
Many times. Fabulous guy.
Genius, too.
Right.
Yeah. This guy's a genius. And he could have went forever.
Right.
I actually hated it. Hated having to say, we'll be right back with the game. I wanted to just stay with them.
So why didn't you? And then
we have an hour. It's a regular TV show. We have an hour.
But why can't you say, listen, they've got nothing on. The entire day gets 0 ratings.
Well,
they got
Rosie has a new girlfriend. She wants to get back to her.
No, she doesn't. Listen, she's got plenty of time. How long can you, in a session, can you make love to her? I know gay women will go for hours.
Yeah.
Of course we will.
Right.
Because there's no, it's not as though one and we're done. I have to run out and get a blue pill, right? There's lots of caressing and touching and all the stuff that apparently bores you men.
Well,
we
you know what?
do for hours.
I'll let you know something. I'll let you know a secret about this man.
Yeah.
I like all that stuff. But
I've heard that about
Beth
you.
is bored, but she wants it. She's like, let's go.
Oh, really?
Stop with all the fooling around.
She doesn't. She is very different.
Well, she's definitely not a lesbian. I can tell you that.
No, she's not. I told you what happened. Beth went for a massage. These women,
Did you hear this, Rosie?
I did not. What's the massage story?
This is some sexy story. You got to hear this. Well, there's another massage story I'm not even going to go into, but just the other day, she stops in some place.
It's a little nail salon.
Little nail salon.
Right.
Korean woman. So Beth's sitting there waiting for her nails to dry. She says, "Oh, do you do those massages?
The chair massage.
The chair massage.
Right. They do like your neck and your arms. Right.
Right. The woman goes, "You'll come to back room." Beth goes, "Oh, okay." She thought it was a little weird. Goes to the back room. She puts her neck in the thing,
Put her face in the cradle.
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of minutes later, she goes, the Korean woman goes, "Do you mind?" And she goes, "What?" She goes, "Take shirt." So she lifts Beth's shirt off and takes her bra off and starts to rub her sides and her breasts.
Seriously?
I swear to God. And she's telling me this. So I go, "Don't you know that's inappropriate?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, but it felt good." I said,
"Okay, wait.
Yeah.
She went to get a mani-pedi,
right?
And she got a boob massage."
Yeah, and then a guy walked back there, and she says it was nothing. I said, "Are you?" What? I don't even. She's like little Annie Fanny. She's just like. Did you ever read Playboy, Little Annie Fanny?
No.
Everywhere she went, people were taking her top off and doing things to her.
Wow. And so what did Beth do? Was there a happy ending?
That's what I said. I said, "Honey, did you get up and leave?" She goes, "No." She rubbed me and it felt good. And then she was done, and it was about 15 minutes, and that was it.
Oh, so she didn't try to go downtown?
No.
But she did say she rubbed her thighs.
Yeah, because she was wearing cutoffs.
But they don't usually touch your thighs in a chair.
I don't know what was going on.
Thighs at a nail salon.
Yeah, well, the kicker is...
Beth may have said something in Korean. It sounded like massage.
I think so, too.
Actually was like, "Can you do me almost right to the edge of glory?" I don't know.
Sounds to me like you're liking this whole Chicago setup. I can't even believe it because, I still think they could have done the show from New York.
Well, we were going to do the show from New York, truthfully, but because the Oprah show was winding down, didn't end until May 25th, by the time that we had all of the studios to choose from, there were no studios that I wanted to work in. I'm very spoiled. I was at 30 Rock for 6 years, right? And then when I did The View, it was over on the west side. Literally, there were rats in the dressing room. They would chew through things. It was really near the river, and it was not a good environment. I didn't want, one of those Unitel all the way on the west side. And so of the choices, we didn't have many. And then, Oprah said, if I can give you the jet, you could go back and forth. Now, initially, Howard, we weren't going to do this kind of show.
Right.
I was going to do Oprah show, right?
Well, thank God. Someone got a hold of Rosie. I heard the original description of the show.
Right.
It was some serious issues. This and that. I said, "Listen, 7 o'clock at night. People want fun.
Have some fun.
Have some fun, for Christ's
sake. Right, well,
sake.
we were originally at 4 o'clock. We were going to fill the spot that she left vacant, 5 million women watching, right? That was the goal, was to do her show with her staff at 4 o'clock, bulk tape a bunch of them, be here for 5 days, be home for 15 days.
Right.
Be here for 5 days. That was the original plan. Then around July 4th, they said, "We're going to put you on at 7 to launch into the new nighttime programming," because there's all new programming that started yesterday, right? So I was like, well, at 7 o'clock, I can't do a 1-hour single topic. Just for that reason, if it worked in Fringe, they would put all those shows on in Fringe. It doesn't. It's game shows and entertainment, and that's what people want.
Yeah.
And so I was lucky, I think, because I don't think I would have been good at that other one either, Howard, because I get pissed off about things that I feel are unjust.
Right.
And then I'm not entertaining.
I think some of that's entertaining. I do. I like when you're opinionated. I don't want you to go I'm going to hold back here. I like when you let it go.
No, I won't be holding back. And
those yentas who watch that stuff will love it. Believe me, I'm going to watch.
Yeah?
I would have watched last night, except
I caught the first part, and I was like, wow, Rosie's doing stand-up. This is great.
Yeah, good for you. I'm happy for you. And believe me, it's good to see you back at work. I figured you'd go back.
Yeah,
and
you were the reason that I actually did it, because before I went on the radio, I was thinking, well, I'm not going to do any. I'm 50. What could I do? And I love doing that radio. If they had only paid me a penny, I would have stayed.
Right.
And then it all, here it is.
Are you still affiliated with Sirius? You are, right?
Yeah, totally. And I loved it. Actually, I loved doing the radio. And I never used to listen. Now I listen all the time.
Are you broadcasting your nightly television show on Sirius, the audio portion?
Yes, they are.
Good.
And
Okay.
I'm doing like twice a week answering questions for an hour, having call-ins about topics. So I'm still going to have a presence there on Stars. I would have much preferred to be on Howard 101.
Yeah. Well, me too, but that evidently wasn't in the cards. All right, listen, watch The Rosie Show. Weekday nights at 7 on OWN. She's in a good place. You can see, if you see these pictures of this woman she's banging, you can see why she's in a good place. This one I approve of.
Thank you, Howard. I thought so, actually. Second date, I thought, when Howard Stern gets a look at this one, he's going to be a happy man.
Oh, my God. And I have to have her over in the summertime so she can wear a bikini.
And she will, my friend.
Oh, yes. And that is something,
Proudly.
even if you can't make it, send her over.
Okay, I'll be there in a muumuu, and
All
she'll
right.
be in a bikini, all right?
Good luck with the show.
All right, thanks,
We'll
Howard.
all
Thanks
tune
for having me.
in. And have you met her parents yet?
Yes, I have.
Already?
Honey, we're gay women. Come on.
We
We met the
moves right
family.
along.
We're getting wedding invitations printed. You'll be invited.
Oh, are you getting married?
I think it could be in the cards. It's legal in New York.
Have you asked her?
I think we've discussed it.
Wow.
Wow, this is moving fast.
You know, Howard, come on. I'm 49 and I'm gay.
Wow. Well,
You know the old joke.
What is the old joke?
What does a lesbian bring on a second date? A U-Haul. What does a gay man bring on a second date? What second date? Good night. I'll be at the gay yuck hut for the next 2 weeks.
But if she wants her own kids, you can't get started with that again. I see already. Listen, the two are living with Kelly.
Yeah.
You got the one with you. You're downsizing.
Yeah.
It's enough
But
with the
can I
kid.
tell you, for
It's
me, honey,
it's enough
can
for
I tell
you.
you the truth?
Yeah.
To hold a newborn baby, I don't even need any antidepressants.
Go to an orphanage.
Hold an age, baby.
I'll come home with 20, like Mia Farrow.
Well, what medications are you on that you're so happy?
Well, I'm on a very low dose now of Effexor, and
What is
sort of
that?
weaning off of it. But I'm actually, I'm in a good place. I got to say, my hormones are balanced. I've been doing my TM, mister, for about 2 years.
Oh, very good, yeah.
Yes, I do my 20 morning, 20 at night, and I'm in a good place.
Excellent. All right, very good. I'm happy.
All right, good to talk to you all.
All right, watch The Rosie Show weekday night, 7 o'clock on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Has Oprah mentioned me?
Oh, yeah, we talk about you often.
I bet you couldn't have me as a
She
guest.
probably doesn't bring you up at all.
I don't think Oprah would let me on the show as a guest.
Will you come
Listen.
to Chicago?
No. But listen
Come
to
on,
me.
Howard.
No.
A whole hour. You and me, a whole hour.
A whole hour?
1 hour, just you and me.
But do you think Oprah would want that?
I am sure she would.
Really?
Yes. I'll fly on my jet. I know you don't like to fly.
What do you mean your jet?
They give me a jet to go back and forth.
Oh, you're kidding. What a mega
This is a
deal.
good deal.
What are they paying you?
Claudia getting wanded every
I don't know. You're kidding. They gave you a jet.
Yes, not to keep, but to use.
And you can use that for carte blanche, like you decide, I need to go to New York tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, my God. What are they paying you?
Good money, my son. Good money.
Are you getting, I'm going to guess, I haven't even thought about what you're getting.
Think about it.
Are you getting $15 million a year?
Here's what I would say, Howard. That's very in the vicinity. If we were near, if we were on Price is Right, you'd probably get a second guess for that. But yes,
I'm under?
You're very close to the number.
Oh my God!
It's not a bad gig, honey.
And
they're very
also,
generous.
And bonuses.
I got it all, like you do.
Well, like I do, then you'll be lucky
Then
to
you'll be
collect.
fighting.
You'll be in court trying to get your bonus. They gave me a bonus. I hit a home run. No bonus. They said I read the contract the wrong way.
It wasn't you didn't hit a home run. You hit a grand slam, and they wouldn't have this Sirius XM if it wasn't for you. But it's no $100 million deal, honey. But believe me, it's going to take care of everything I need.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
It's a good thing.
Good for
and
you.
listen, can I tell you, if I find a Gold Star lesbian, I'm going to call in with her. All right?
Yeah. Hey, where is your girlfriend? Is she there with you?
She's with my daughter, taking her to school right now.
Oh boy, she really is moving
She's
fast.
moved right into the chores and everything.
Yeah.
Honey, she knows what she's doing. She figured out how to work the remotes in the new house. That's why she can never leave. I'll never be able to watch TV.
Next time you call in, have her at your bedside.
All right, baby.
And you'll leave the phone down. You won't tell her I'm on the air, and I'll listen to your lovemaking.
All right.
All right?
That's a deal.
And what are the kids calling her? Hot mommy? What are they calling her?
Well, you know, it's funny how they used to call me More Mama,
Yeah.
right? She said, what name do you want them to call you? And she said, how about Mini Mama? I'm like, that's pretty funny. But it's cute because, like, my daughter, she drives my daughter to school, Chelsea, and Chelsea brought her into the school, and everybody's like, who's this? And she said, it's my stepmom, right? Which was really touching and beautiful. And it's good. It's all good. She's really lovely. And we will all have dinner, I swear to God, and we'll make it work. You will not go to the Hamptons every weekend.
Right.
You will meet me in the city.
No, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to taking... Thank you. And I'm looking forward to a private jet ride.
Honey, you say you're in. I'm flying you. We're doing it.
And you're not catching any gay vibe from Oprah. You still claim she's straight.
I not only that, I'm positive.
Positive.
I'm telling you, I'm 100% positive.
All right, that's all right.
100%.
You know, but your gaydar can be off. We've just learned that.
Then again,
no, you don't know. Rosie,
I'm sleeping with, I did not think was gay either.
Rosie hit on Oprah. That's right. And she wanted to find. I asked her to do it.
Oh God, Howard.
Hey, by the
now
way,
you'll never be on the show. Shut the hell up.
Here's something we can talk about sometime when we get together.
All right.
So I was invited to a party at someone's house.
Yeah.
I walk in. They say, Barbara Streisand wants to talk to you.
Oh, my Lord. When was this?
This was over the summer. I told you to come out.
Holy...
And so, listen.
Whose house? Sandy Gallen? Something?
No. A woman named Donna.
Okay.
I go over there, and they say, Barbara, out of everyone here, wants to speak with you.
Yeah.
I walk over.
Yeah.
And we entered it up for about an hour and a half.
I'm telling you, honey.
Just the two of us, a very deep conversation, Miss Streisand and myself.
And that
I
felt
brought your
good,
name up.
didn't it?
What? Beautiful.
Did it feel good?
Sure,
Yeah.
it felt good. But listen, who likes me? I mean, who knew? Who knew Barbara Streisand liked me?
Did you bring up my name?
Yeah, I did.
And what'd she say?
She said, "Oh yes, yes, of course, yes."
Oh yes, yes, of course.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
good.
she
I'll
likes
take that.
you. She likes you.
I know she does. She stayed at my home.
I'm recording an album with her, actually.
Oh, really?
The duets
Yeah.
album, Howard Stern and Barbara.
Yeah, I felt like I got to admit, I felt kind of good about myself. You know that.
How could you not?
Yeah, I mean,
well, you're a Jewish guy from New York.
Right.
She is the biggest Jewish star from New York in the history of the world, and she's the most talented woman that ever lived.
yeah, and then then she goes. So then she was supposed to come over to my house the next day. Except
What happened?
I had to leave. I had to go back for work.
Oh.
So I was like,
You mean you didn't take a personal day?
yeah, no, I took a personal day, and so no, so that didn't
That's
happen.
sacrilege. She asked you. She was going to come to your house,
Yeah.
and you went into the city to do a radio show rather than hang with Streisand.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know,
The woman's almost 70 years old, Howard.
Yeah, she was terrific. She really was really interesting. We talked about just about
You
everything.
know, I
there
don't
is.
even think of her as an age.
Well, I tell you what,
She's exactly 20 years older than me. That's how I know.
Wow.
we had a fascinating conversation, actually.
And she's one of the smartest women. She's all politically astute. She's got She's amazingly well read.
Yeah. Yeah, no. She kept up with me, no problem.
Oh, kept up with you.
That's right. You know what an intellectual I am. I didn't
are
know
an intellectual.
half those topics. I just
You
faked my
had
way
no
through.
idea what she was talking
I have
about.
no idea what anyone's talking about. I just go, oh yes, I agree.
Yes,
I feel the
I
same.
agree. I feel that way
I'm a
as
big
well.
dummy. Anyway, listen, but I'll tell you about that sometime.
All right, but listen,
Yeah, you guys
ever
have things to talk
Streisand
about.
Invited to your house again. You cancel show the next day, and you call me, and I will fly in
All right, you got it.
to the Hamptons.
Imagine that. That'd be some scene. All right, listen, watch Rosie's show weekday night, 7 o'clock on
Yeah.
OWN. She's back on TV and getting fabulous reviews, and I will be watching too. All right, Rosie.
All right, thanks. Bye, guys.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Right. All right. There you go. John Lieberman's here with the headlines from the Howard 100 newsroom. This guy works his ass off. If you're doing something wrong, he's going to find out. So just give yourself up right now. This guy's a hard-working, hard-hitting journalist. Yes, John.
Scott the engineer has once again been approached by the Professional Bowlers Association to play in their upcoming World Series of Bowling tournament. Scott, sources say, is trying to drum up support around the Stern channels via emails to send him to compete again.
You know what?
What are these emails? Who's he sending them to? Did he send you an email?
You know what? So about a month ago, Gary comes to me and he says, or Doug Goodstein came to me, actually, from Howard TV. And he said, hey, Scott's been asked to go bowl again, the PBA tour. I said, yeah. He goes, well, last year we covered it on Howard TV, and, what do you think? Do you want to do it again? Scott approached us. He'd be interested. I said, look, let me think about it. So I'm thinking about it. I go, from what I remember, I watch Howard TV.
It wasn't that big.
It wasn't that interesting to begin with. Scott stands there like a lummox and bowls, and he bowls okay. He didn't do great. He didn't do bad. He just was boring. It was fine for what it was. I wasn't sitting and pining away for Scott to go back on the PBA tour.
Yeah, you haven't been thinking about it.
Yeah, well, Scott's been thinking about it.
Well, he had a great time.
Right, he had a great time. And don't forget, he left here for like a week or two, and no one missed him. And that's problematic when you leave and nobody knows you're gone, because it makes it seem like you're not that valuable. So then, Scott. So I said to Doug Goodstein, I think we'll pass on it this time. I said, I don't see the merit in it.
Right.
Well, next I guess they told him no. And Scott's sort of having an inner tantrum. He writes me a direct email.
Ah.
And he goes, I don't know if you are aware of this, but the PBA has asked me to bowl again on their tour.
So, in other words, he got the no from Doug.
He got the no from Doug. Now he's writing me.
And he wants to get a direct no from you.
I didn't even write him back. Never responded to his email. Right? I never responded. No. And I never fucking will. So then I write Gary.
Wait, that's rude. Okay.
Oh, good.
That's really rude.
And you're rude.
No, I'm not rude.
You were told no by Doug Goodstein.
I wasn't told no. I never got an answer. That's the problem.
Well,
I never got an answer.
All right.
Now,
So,
I'm not rude.
First of all, you don't
I ask a question around here and people freak out. What the fuck is that?
You don't ask me that.
I don't ask you.
You don't bother me. When do you ever write me? Yeah, don't bother me.
Wow.
Who
the fuck are you not to bother you?
I'm your boss.
I know that, but I can't ask you a question?
No.
Holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Because around here you go to Gary. You don't come to me directly.
Well,
because you were already told
I did, but I never got an answer.
Doug Goodstein told you no.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He's coming in to tell you.
He's coming in right now.
Now, he's going to... Listen.
This is what gets him worked up to bowling. Not the wife calling in. He could care less. This is what's going to get him worked up.
That's another fucking issue.
So, Doug here's my issue with
Mr. Trader over here. Throw anybody under the bus he can.
Here's my issue with you.
Doug, you never gave me an answer.
After I wrote no to you, Doug, what happened? Did you tell him no?
I said he said he never got an answer from you.
I got a weird vibe from Howard. He didn't seem really into it. I followed up with an email to you.
Right.
Didn't hear back.
That was fine.
Scott, did I not tell you?
So listen, Scott knows around here. You don't bother me with your shit because I don't like saying no to anybody.
That's right.
And you go, well,
so say no. Instead of a no answer.
No, you go to Gary like you do on everything else.
I did go to Gary.
Do you ever write me once asking me about your job?
Gary never came back to me.
Do you ever ask me about what you should be doing every day in your studio? No.
Gary never came back to me.
You want to bowl so bad you're throwing a tantrum.
Well, I'm not throwing a tantrum.
So listen to this. This is what matters to him. So wait, I'm not done. So then Scott doesn't hear back from me. Because he knows what that means. I don't write to Scott about his personal bowling. We have meetings for that. Gary, he has a conduit to go to Gary. He can go to Doug Goodstein. And when he hears that Howard's not interested, take the fucking hint. No,
okay, fine. Don't cover it for Howard TV. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't.
So then.
I didn't.
He gives up on me.
Let
Tim comes to me.
He went to Tim.
Yeah, he's going to everybody. He
came to me,
right?
And then we discussed it, and I said to Tim.
So Gary then comes to me. So Scott knows what to do.
So you still getting questions about this.
Well, wait a second. In between Gary, I walk by Scott's studio, and Scott says to me, I want to go bowling, something along those lines. So I had just come off the air. My head was fucking spinning.
Hey, Howard, Doug sent you a thing about the bowling tournament.
Yeah.
Do you have any problem?
I can't deal with it now because I just want to take a break.
Go ahead.
I'm
sorry.
going to talk to Tim. I'll talk to Gary and find out what's going on. Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Quite frankly, I was thinking about it. If there was any merit in it, if there was anything good for Howard TV or on the
so
radio.
you're still considering it?
Yeah, I was thinking
Just
about
don't
it.
bother you.
I was thinking about it, but he's bothering me as soon as I get off the air because he wasn't satisfied that I didn't answer his email. But he's already gotten a note from Doug. Gary he went to. So Gary comes to me, and I said, you know what, Gary? I like Scott. I got nothing against him. He wants to bowl. Let me think about this. I sat in my office and wasted 20 minutes of my time trying to think if there's any fucking reason I need this guy. And I still was saying, oh, what the hell? So then, I don't know. Gary then, I talked
we discussed it, and then you said, you know what? We need him here.
Right.
So then Scott had come to me, and I said...
Yeah, I mean, he's got a job.
But I said, you should talk to Tim. So Tim sat him down and said, no. Did Tim tell you no?
Nope.
What did he say to you?
Tim told me he told you no.
What did Tim say to you?
Tim came to me and said, as a friend, and first of all, he's not my friend.
Okay.
I'd like to give you advice.
All right. What was his advice?
Drop the bowling issue.
Well, what does that say?
So what happened?
Officially, that is not an answer.
Scott, I told you that 3 weeks before Tim told you that. I said
everyone's nicely saying to you,
so
no one cares if you bowl.
I dropped the bowling issue.
Well, then he comes up with a new plan. He goes, I want to take my personal time. So I get a memo from Tim and Gary. Scott is now saying he wants to take his personal time to go bowling. I said, oh, you mean when he has his vacation, it coincides with bowling? I said, that's fine.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't coincide.
Right.
Unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm...
Right. So I go, oh, that sounds okay to me. I go, you mean during his vacation? They go, no. He wants to take his own vacation, set up his own vacation, and go bowling.
Uh-huh.
I go, well, is he needed here? Because if he's not needed here, why is he here anyway? I said, do you guys need him here? They go, yeah, we need him. So I said, well... then there's no issue. Forget the fucking bowling. I want to go shoot pictures today for my photography.
I could be doing today that don't mean I wouldn't be here.
The only reason they're asking you to bowl is because you're on this show. Leave the show, quit the show, and go off and become a professional bowler. What are you waiting for? What are you doing? You're nuts. You're going to go campaign? You see how hurt he is? This matters to him more than anything.
I was trying to get an answer from somebody.
What do you think the answer is?
Got an answer.
3 guys told you, drop the issue.
I love it that he says Tim is not his friend. Tim tries to give him some friendly advice.
Right.
And Tim says drop it, and he goes, that's not an official answer.
So the show, you don't want to cover it, that's fine. We
don't want to cover it. Nobody cares when you bowl.
Good. That's fine.
Unless you're bowling window
to retard. Do you feel like you have an answer now? Or do you need me to sit down with you?
Well, obviously you don't want me to go, so that's the answer. You gave me the answer.
Listen.
You gave me the answer.
I want you to have everything in life you should have.
I get it.
But you got a job. Listen, you're not 12 years old.
No, I'm not 12
You got
years
a
old.
job.
Okay, so...
Either you're needed here. I asked around. I said, does anyone need Scott here? They told me yes. I was shocked.
Oh, wow.
As much as you are.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it nice that people need you?
Very nice.
So that's more important than going to fucking bowl. What is it?
Is there some free time you have that you could participate in this a little bit?
No, unfortunately, it happens during a week that the show is here.
Oh.
3 days,
Well, there you go. So there's your answer. You can't bowl.
Okay.
Wow.
I got an answer.
Right.
I was looking for an answer.
You didn't have an answer.
You got 5 answers.
You got 20 answers from 20
Doug
people.
never gave me an answer. Gary never gave me an answer. You never gave me an answer.
What did Doug
Tim,
say to you?
Off the record.
Doug said, we're not interested. Tim said, hey, drop the bowling issue. No one's interested. Gary said to you, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so fine.
What answer were you looking for? As far as writing me, the one time you wrote me a personal note is to ask about bowling. I don't know whether you're needed around here for bowling. I mean, it's an outrageous question. I don't have anything to do with that. Gary around here answers all of your questions.
Okay.
That's the pack. All of a sudden, you break protocol around here, but I'm bowling. Meanwhile, you got the answer from 20 guys.
I went to Doug first. I didn't go to you.
You went to Doug.
And
you
he
went
gave
to
you
Gary.
an answer.
Doug showed interest, and he said it would be a good follow-up.
Right.
Okay, that's Doug.
And I told Doug he's out of his fucking mind.
Because we do the behind-the-scenes show. Now it'd be more...
Scott, it's boring.
Okay.
Watching you bowl is like watching paint dry.
You get it.
My fans who
it.
pay for Howard TV don't want to sit and look at your fucking bowling.
I get it.
I know this. What? Listen, I'm sorry. I want to do something today, too. I don't want to be here today. What should I do? Who am I going to cry to?
Really? Then I was just asking for some personal time off, 3 days.
Listen to me. Personal time. I want personal time.
Oh my God! You really do?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't get it. You still don't get enough.
Scott, can I have? No, I don't.
Really?
I want more personal time. Can I have it?
You can have. Obviously,
you're laughing about my personal time.
Yeah.
Your personal time matters. Mine doesn't.
I didn't say it doesn't, but
personal time. I said to Gary, I never heard this around here. What is personal time?
It's vacation time that I get from the company.
No, wait a second. I said if it's Scott's vacation, of course he can have it.
Well, it's vacation
time. But I heard
time.
that you have scheduled vacation. It's not right. And Gary explained this. Explain it to him again.
Okay.
Vacation
time is vacation time that you get. We've all agreed, since we've all worked here, that we all take vacation together. Otherwise, it's anarchy.
I do that.
Personal days. Here, you know what personal days are for. You're like a factory worker, but you know better. Personal days are for a funeral, a family emergency.
Not to bowl.
Not to bowl. That's not a personal day.
That's why I was asking if it would be
they told you no. I know they told you no.
I explained what I got. The answers I got.
What do you think the answer is? Did anyone say yes?
No one said yes.
Did anyone say it was a good idea? Did anyone say, I think this might work? Tim said to you, I would drop this if I were you, Scott. Your boss, your direct boss said, I would drop this.
Listen, I got news for you. I'm going to give you some advice. As your friend, I consider myself a friend of yours. Maybe not Tim.
Maybe you don't consider him a friend.
The kind of passion you have for this bowling is the passion you should have for when my equipment breaks.
I do.
Okay. That's what you should be excited about. Forget bowling. Bowling is for going once a week with your friends. You get a little drunk. You get away from the wife. And you sit there and you throw that stupid ball at those dumb fucking pins.
Right.
The way he yelled at you, Howard, when he walked in, I wish I heard that tone of voice when Lady Gaga's microphone didn't work.
Right. You'll never see him erupt. Except for
he erupted.
Yeah. Oh, the bowling.
Well, I never got an answer. That's what,
But you did. You got an answer. You didn't want to hear what you heard.
He said, drop the bowling. I said, okay, I'll take. So let me take a couple of days off.
That's not dropping it.
A couple of days off to go bowl?
So what happens when an emergency comes up?
So are you needed around here or not?
Yeah, I'm needed.
You are. So then how can we let you go?
Okay, I got the answer.
Right.
But also, Howard, suppose some emergency now comes up and he needs a couple of days. He already took him for bowling.
Yeah, but that was good for you guys. You talked about it on the air. I remember when he was bowling the last time. We talked. Then they call and say, we want to get on the air with Scott. And I go, you know what? I'm not even that interested in getting an update on him.
I remember your exact words to me when we discussed it was, you go, Gary, I remember seeing Scott Bowling show, and I don't remember it being stellar television. It was good once, but I don't think it merits doing it again.
It was boring.
Well, you should get Greg in here. Greg said it was the most boring week of his life. He said they shot like 80 hours to get 10 minutes.
Is, I want to do a Robin dating show. I can't get a budget for that.
No, please send Scott.
Oh, no. No. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, everything was paid for. It wasn't. You didn't have to have a budget.
No, I understand that, but my guys, they get paid to sit there and stare at your ass for 80 hours.
In other words, the crew has to be paid.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Not you.
Look, Scott may have a future in bowling because the PBA CEO tells us his skills have impressed the other bowlers.
Let me tell you what impressed
they have, all right.
Here's what impressed the PBA. When I talk about it, they get attention. Nobody pays attention to bowling until I talk about it. It's got nothing to do with Scott. They're not looking for... If Scott wasn't on this show, there'd be no bowling.
Why didn't they say, quit, Scott, and come on the tour?
Well, they did invite me, even if, I said...
Well, there you go.
They invited me without coverage.
Yeah,
they said, if Howard doesn't want to cover it, you're still welcome to bowl.
So go bowl.
I can't, because I...
you got a job. I'm so sorry you've got a job.
Then I asked for
Scott, I'm so sorry
for the days off.
I
mean, I just...
Robin, do you have anything you want to do?
It's just...
I'll tell you what I want to do.
What
do you want to do?
I can find something to do.
It was just a question. Everybody freaks out from a question.
Should Robin leave now? She's got something she has to do. She doesn't want to say what it is.
Okay.
So female thing.
I'll tell you what I want to do. I was just telling John Hine this. I've always wanted to go to the Super Bowl. Always wanted to go. It's on a Sunday night.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've investigated it a million times. About 4 years ago, I actually got a friend was going to let me jump on his private jet home from Phoenix.
Go ahead.
But I still was nervous about when we'd land, so I found out we were going to land scheduled to land somewhere between 4 and 5, and that made me nervous. So I spoke to the guy that runs all the private jets in the country. He told me the Super Bowl is the biggest night of the year for private jets. There's at least 300 in whatever town that's in. He said, you should land at 4, but I can't promise you that you will. So I said, I can't do it.
Right.
I got to be here.
That's right. You missed out on the Super Bowl.
I can tell you something I've been trying to do. I want to go to the Australian Open. We're working during that time.
Why don't you go? Take a personal
million
day.
Miles away. I could never get back.
You know, Scott, which way do you want it? You want to be a player on the show and be important on the show, or do you want to play it that you're so inconsequential that you can leave? Like, if Robin said to me, listen, Howard, I love the show and everything, but I've got to see the Australian Open. I would tell her you're out of your fucking mind. I need somebody here working with me.
Okay, I got an answer. I'm not bitching about.
You had an answer 20 times ago.
Can I just say one more thing, Howard, just for Scott? And I do mean this as a friend. You know that you've been butting heads with Tim and management about stuff here. Do you think when stuff like that's going on, it's a good time to say, can I take 2 days off when you're trying to show them your importance here and that we do need you?
He wants it both ways. I'm unimportant.
No, I wanted an answer. An official
But
yes,
writing
no.
me is, no offense, I'm not trying to sound like some kind of asshole, but like, you know what? If I work at Microsoft, let me say something. I got a brother-in-law who works at Microsoft. He doesn't have Bill Gates' home email, and he doesn't sit there and fucking hassle him. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand that.
About his personal days. That's something Gary handles here. That's his job. Okay. I wouldn't have Gary. If I want people contacting me, what do I need him for, those big teeth?
Wow, I had no idea.
Oh, you don't even know what goes on. You're protected. You were off in England during the death of Steve Jobs.
You're protected from assholes like me.
You're not an asshole.
Sorry, I asked a question. I mean, that's all I was trying. That's all I was trying to do. Was ask a question.
I want to be home with my wife.
I mean, okay.
All right. No, you know. By the way, how'd that go when you got home last night?
I'm not making any comments.
Yes, dear.
Really?
Bad
It
night?
wasn't good?
He is a jerk.
We asked him about it first thing this morning, and
What'd he
was
say?
stoic. He said, everything's fine. I said, did you sleep on the couch?
That
He
I'm
says,
interested in covering.
Well, of course.
Yeah, can we send some cameras there?
I said, did you sleep on the couch? He's like, I never sleep on the couch. I was like, well, did you sleep in a different room?
I sleep in a box in the garage.
What did he say? He's the Lord of the Manor. Of course
He said the floor was a little hard.
I am the king of my castle.
You had to sleep in a different room?
No.
Oy vey.
Well, what was the problem?
I slept in another state.
The problem?
Yeah, was there a problem?
You didn't do anything wrong.
Well, no, I didn't think so. I mean, people piled on in the wrap-up show, too, and...
I don't know anything about
Ralph
that.
and Richie, and so that I didn't think was fair. So, yeah, I mean, when you get involved with people on this show, things, can go wrong.
Right, absolutely, but you're not to blame. Listen, your wife decided to call in. Who told her to do that? That was crazy. I love when if your wife called in every day, I'd be happy.
I know.
Then you could go bowl because then I'd have her.
I wouldn't be happy.
I'd hire her in a minute.
I wouldn't be happy.
Right.
But people on the wrap-up show suggested callers that I didn't defend my wife.
Oh, really?
I thought that,
Well, how are you supposed to defend her? She was doing fine on her own.
That's what I said.
She's a firecracker.
That was my answer.
She didn't need you to defend her.
Well, I defended her when I thought she needed defending. When things got a little out of hand, I said, they accused her of wanting to leave early. I said, that was me. I had to leave early. Right. It wasn't her. She didn't have anything to do with that.
You're a beaten man. You can't bowl, and you got to go home and
got to go to Vegas and bowl.
Right.
Please.
Yeah. So she was mad at you, but why was she mad at you? Who knows?
She was a little upset. But
did you argue, or you just gave up?
You know how it goes.
Right.
I'm not gonna,
I'll go straight to the attic.
I'm not gonna.
Listen.
Please let me go bowling.
I know you love. I know you love bowling.
Send me away for a week.
I know you love bowling.
I do.
I know you do.
Yeah, I do. And
but listen, the Howard TV guys told me it was the most boring week.
For them,
of
it was
lives.
boring.
The TV show to me was boring.
Okay,
no offense.
that's cool.
I mean, watching you bowl. I'd rather watch Wendy. I'd rather put the resources into Wendy the retard bowling. If the PBA wants to put her on that tour,
yeah, maybe I'll bring them out there.
Right. But,
no, I get it. It's not exciting. It really.
That's
terrible. Why bowling is having a problem.
I mean, but if you're asking me, and I don't like to get involved in this, but I would rather have my engineer here with me than hear that you're off bowling, which I can't really do anything with.
Okay, that's. Fine.
You know,
It would be another thing if you were top of the PGA Tour, and if you don't go, you're going to miss $100 million payday.
And you know what was weird? Like, the whole premise was that, like, Scott's a good enough bowler that maybe he'll win the whole thing.
No.
Not only didn't he win the whole thing, like,
he wasn't even qualified.
He was just sort of at the bottom. He wasn't the worst bowler. He wasn't a great bowler. It was just such a disappointment on every level.
I'm not going to win the whole thing, obviously. Those guys are so good that, I mean, it's.
Well, we know. And you're boring. And it was
that's
boring.
the only reason to take time off if you're the greatest.
Like, if Scott was bowling naked, okay, then I could see it'd be funny.
All right, maybe we can work something
out. Once. It doesn't take 80 hours to cover that.
Believe me, no one wants to see me naked.
You know, the words bowling and boring are almost identical, except for 2 letters. Think about it. I've thought about it. Oh, when I got that letter, the email at home.
Your hair must have stood on end.
I was just like, oh, shit. This fucking guy's asking me. I know I told Doug no, or I was thinking about it, but...
Now I've got a personal
and then right after the show, he comes up to me. Hey, did you get my email about bowling? And I was like, Scott, I'm on it. I'm aware of it. You know, someone will get back to you.
What is it that gets into people around here?
No, I was being pressured for an answer.
They know that they're irritating you.
Right.
But they do it anyway.
I didn't want to irritate
because they know I'm a nice guy. Most guys would just fire him. That's right. They were just like, they'd say, listen, get him out of here.
Yeah. He asked a question, get him out of here.
Right. No, you can ask me anything you want, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, that's Gary's job. You know what Gary's job is.
I appreciate you value me as an employee, and you want me here.
Yeah, that's right.
I get it.
Yeah, what are we paying you for?
No, I get it. I understand, and I'm grateful for that.
So go get to work.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there. Get to work. Just get passionate. You don't know what goes on. And you saw how he came in?
The way that was amazing.
It's been festering. Like Uncle Fester.
You know, he looks like an answer.
He looks like Uncle Fester, and he was festering.
Everyone.
I thought his head was going to spin.
That vein popping out scared me.
Yeah, and I mean, you've covered war.
I've seen a lot. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Guantanamo Bay. I have seen a lot. That vein might have scared me more than the streets of Baghdad.
That's right. That's right. When he goes off, he goes off.
Gary, you've seen Scott over the years get in these types of situations.
I haven't seen him this angry since he didn't get his push-up money. I mean, he was screaming. He's like, "Oh, you're a fucking big shot." I was like, "Wow, is he?" I thought maybe Fred was playing a tape or something. I couldn't believe he was yelling at Howard like that about something like this.
Why, it seems like he's cooled down in recent years. He doesn't have these big blow-ups. Why is he so passionate? Like, why is this so important?
Okay, he loves to bowl. It's something that's really, really he loves to do. It would be like his version of bowling is me going on tour with Bruce Springsteen. I can't explain to you why he loves bowling, but he loves it. So I get that. I get that this is something that means a lot to him. But everybody on the show has made a sacrifice for something that means a lot to them. Listen, I missed my best friend's wedding. That's no fucking bullshit. My best fucking friend, I was in the wedding party, and I missed it because it was the same night that we were doing a pay-per-view. And Howard goes, "I fucking need you here." And I missed my best friend's wedding. These are sacrifices you make, man.
And why doesn't... Because like I was saying, he seems to have learned his lesson with these blow-ups, but this one just... He cannot let it go, and he's that passionate about bowling?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a couple of days away from home. It's fun. It's something that he loves to do. It makes, when he goes there, they treat him like a big wheel. So I understand all the reasons why you'd want to do it. But we have this.
For once, the sad sack is being treated like a king. And
Howard taught me this lesson a long time ago. There was something going on where I was doing an appearance, and the appearance made me late for work or somehow interfered with something. And Howard said to me, "If we don't have this, there's none of that. If we don't have this show, nobody's going to hire you for fucking appearance. Nobody's going to send you to go bowling. No one's sending you to the Super Bowl. Without this, doing this correctly, all the rest of that shit goes away." And so early on, I learned that this is the most important thing. This is the core of what everything else emanates from.
And all of your passion and all of your drive should be concentrated solely on this foundation, which is the show that...
Yeah, and then everything else is extra that you can pull off. Everything else is gravy.
Howard alluded to the fact that, his brother-in-law that works for Microsoft doesn't have direct access to Bill Gates. Has our staff gotten too comfortable with Howard?
Well, you know what? That's a tough thing. We have a very small staff. We've all been together a long time. Scott's known Howard for 25 plus years, and Howard's given everyone access. You have access to him. You could write him on Lotus Notes. Everyone has access to Howard. So, I wouldn't have done what Scott did, but Howard shouldn't be too surprised when that happens. If you're going to give people access, people are going to abuse it. Howard thinks when you give people access, everyone's going to think like him and respect it. But everybody doesn't respect everything in the world. That's a problem.
So Scott's not necessarily so far off base or so wrong for emailing him directly, but...
No, I think he's wrong for doing it. I think Howard should be surprised. I don't think Howard should be so surprised about it.
And he's also needling everyone around here to begin. I mean, this is where...
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, the news department said to me, you know, everybody knew what was going on. I mean, Scott went to the news department basically drumming up this story so that this would happen, hoping that it would be, let's let Scott go bowling.
And now that it's come on the heels of the fact that, you know, his wife was on the air yesterday, it's kind of like the perfect storm for Scott's anger.
Well, I do understand why he wants to go bowling.
You know what he was doing to me? For weeks, he would try to guilt me to doing more after I said, dude, the door's closed. Just drop it. He would say, you know, you really fucked me. You know how much this means to me? Like, thanks.
But how did you fuck him? You asked? You didn't make the final decision.
No, I told him he didn't want to hear my advice. And my advice was to drop it. I said, listen,
I don't understand why everybody was afraid to just tell him flat out no. He came to me. No, he came to me.
Just drop it.
Here's the thing. He came to me, and I knew the answer was flat out no. But it was Tim's place to tell. And even Tim saying, "I would drop this if I were you." I would have said.
But after that, he did.
But I would have said, "We discussed it. We need you here," and the answer's no. Yeah. I don't know why everyone's fucking tap dancing around.
I told him. I said, "Drop it. Done."
No, but nobody said to him. I think what he wanted to hear was Howard said no.
Yeah, but that's crazy because 3 people told him basically on behalf of Howard.
No, I get it. I understand. Doug, this is vintage Scott, though, right? I mean, when he gets something in his head,
it means a lot to him. We all get it. But you have a job. If it was a vacation week, this would be no issue. We'd be there, and he'd be there, and he'd be in all his glory. Here he comes. He's going to kill me. He's going right to me. He's going to blame me for everything. Watch him.
Scott.
And what's your problem? Why do you lie on the air? Why do you lie? You never gave me an answer. You never gave me an answer. Why do you lie?
I can't speak on his behalf, but I told you no reply from him.
You told me no reply.
Is no. No reply
to you.
From your email to him means no. Tim told you no. Gary told you no.
Gary never
just
told
don't
me.
take it.
Gary never
Scott, I didn't lie at all. I told you there no
You told me he didn't you didn't get an answer. That's
to
what
you
you told me.
And to me means no. When Howard doesn't reply, if he was into it, he would say yes. So he didn't reply.
Okay.
How do you interpret that? No, drop it.
I interpret that in my world as a no answer.
Did I tell you?
That's how I interpret it. When somebody doesn't answer, that's not a yes or a no.
Did I tell you 10 times that you asked me to drop it? Did I?
Okay, so I dropped you covering it.
Yeah, but I dropped the whole thing, not just me. I said just drop the whole thing.
TV, drop everything. The PBA was still willing to have me there without any show involvement at all.
I get that it's important to you, but
you let your director go away to fucking L.A. with his wife and take a day off, okay? Is that the same thing or not?
Well, I'm the boss.
You're the boss, okay? He's the boss. No, he's the boss, okay? He's the boss. So how come the Pace gets a day off to go with his wife? It wasn't even for him to go to L.A. and get a day off, and everybody's fine with that. But all of a sudden, the bullshit starts when. So don't bullshit me.
Because he doesn't work for me.
You're comparing apples.
You can yell at him about that. But you work here. That's a separate company. So you want to yell at him about that? Let him yell at him about that.
I get it, but he's getting on my case about taking the days off.
No, I'm not. I would have no problem. It's not my call. I told you from deciphering clear information when there's no replies.
In my world, no answer is nothing. It's rude. No answer. That's my world.
But
when somebody can't answer you, then it's rude. Okay? If you ask a simple question, I did. If you get a simple question, you get a simple answer. It wasn't a big fucking deal. One question deserves an answer. Okay? I told him he values my employment. All he would have had to say was, in a response, I guess it's 30 seconds is too much time for him. I get it that you like to bowl, but I need you here. You're a valuable employee. Sorry, maybe next time. End of sentence. That would have ended 1 month ago. All I needed was an answer 1 month ago. The whole thing would have been fucking over. I didn't perpetuate it. He did. He did.
That's a valid point.
I didn't.
Okay.
Everybody sent me in a circle.
That's a valid point.
Two more quick things, then I got to run.
Right.
Richard Christie's new Charred Walls of the Damned album comes out today.
Yeah.
It's called Cold Winds on Timeless Days. Richard will be making some
Does
appearances
he make any
in
money
Brooklyn
with these?
tonight.
He doesn't make any money with this music, does he? Because
I don't think so, but I think he loves doing it, obviously. So.
There were a ton of drums in here yesterday. What was he doing?
I don't know, but I was thinking about Richard. You know, I got a copy of his record.
We ought to play a little bit of it,
And,
shouldn't we?
yeah, I guess. But, you know, it's a funny thing. He's such an accomplished drummer that if he had just kind of like hooked up with the right band, like he'd be the drummer.
He would never hook up with the right band.
Of course not. But he would be the drummer like in Metallica.
Sure.
There's no doubt he could handle that duty. Like when Lars was here, I wanted him actually to invite Richard up to play because he could handle it. But
Right.
Lars doesn't have a way of knowing that.
Right.
And I said, if the guy had just gotten into with anybody with any half a talent, you know, Metallica or Led Zeppelin type band or someone big.
Korn, anything.
Korn.
Yeah.
Korn. Robin would be sleeping with him right now. He was in Korn. But he never hooked up. He sat in a garage, I think.
He was in a warehouse, a storage
warehouse.
facility.
Yeah, real quick. Let's see our listen. I don't know the names of these songs. Let me see. Here he is. He showed up.
And he writes all of this himself and everything.
He writes them all himself. You know, it's a shame. You're such a talented drummer, but you never could hook up with the right people.
And why not become a session drummer? Why not work with studio?
I've done that
Did
before.
you ever smell him?
Yeah, who wants to be in a studio with
In
me?
a session.
No, but you know, there's drummers that are a million times better than me that
Are
never
there?
make it too. Yeah,
I know,
it's
it's a
just the
shame.
luck of the draw.
I was just thinking of you. And I know you sit and you write this music.
Thank
I don't
you.
know
Hal.
where. I mean,
plus I'm here.
Do you
I mean,
get any
this
money
is
for this?
This is the greatest job I would want, better
do
than
you
any
get paid
band.
for this in any way?
Yeah, it's starting to come in a little bit.
Come on, be honest. Did they give you an advance?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
did. Oh, okay.
But I mean, most of that goes to recording costs. But yeah,
Did
it
you
was
make-
enough
how
to
much
pay
money
the
did you
band. Me personally, you know, maybe a few thousand.
$3,000?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
All right. Well,
Did you have to share it with Sal since you guys are partners?
No, but I pay the band members and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, is it a band or are these just guys who play behind you because you write everything and
Well,
you
yeah,
tell them what to do?
I write everything and they play it, but I treat it like a band because they're
All right,
my friends.
Let me hear this. All right, that's very nice. That
Thank
sounds
you.
like Aerosmith a little bit. And reminiscent. A little more mainstream. So
It's
with that-
heavy here pretty
Oh, it does
soon,
with that
yeah.
racket.
He's got to start making noise.
Yeah. How old are you again?
37.
Yeah.
Still in my 30s.
This is good. I like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Fred not good enough to play on your record?
I would be honored.
He's got a different style. I can't handle this.
You don't do this.
I can't handle it.
Right.
I couldn't play it.
You have a nervous breakdown. That's good.
Thank you.
Who's the guy on the guitar?
Jason Sukoff, one of my best friends.
Better than Sal?
I don't know about that, no, but he's a good friend.
If you had to kill one of them,
Sorry, Jason.
who's singing?
His name's Tim Ripper Owens. He's the guy they made that movie Rockstar about that sang in a Judas Priest cover band
Oh,
and
yeah.
then joined Judas Priest.
I thought Mark Wahlberg was in that movie.
He plays
in that movie.
He plays
he's playing him.
the singer, yeah.
Oh, you mean your friend is who it's based on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I met a guy the other day told me it was based on him, too. Oh, this just in, breaking news. Scott is in the hallway screaming right now at Tim Sabian.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you maybe should go covering
I got to
it.
get out there.
We'll pull tape in a minute.
We were isolating Scott when he was yelling earlier. It was well, that'll make some good calls.
Yeah, good. Funny phone calls. Hey, I should play one of Richard's funny phone calls.
Oh, you don't want the music
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do any of the other songs sound different than that one?
Yeah, how about song 9, I think you would like. It gets right to the point.
Okay. This sounds very busy to me. No, I'm not a music critic.
Yeah, but right here it starts rocking
If I
out.
was on America's Got Talent, I'd throw you right off the stage at this point. I'd hit that big X, man.
The gong.
Oh, all right. There you go. I understand. It's a heavy metal sound, right?
Yeah.
How many people bought the last album?
I think we did about 25 or 30,000 worldwide. Yeah,
All right.
Worldwide.
How many people are in the world, Robin?
7 billion.
You sold 30,000.
Yeah, but
Way to go, Steve Jobs Jr.
Some kid in Indonesia loves us.
Well, we have fans in every part of the
We're going
world.
to Indonesia.
Yeah, we have a tour in someone's living room. This music really touches me.
I get emails from kids in even like Iran and countries where they know my music, but they don't know what I do
before
here.
they fly into a building, they're playing this song.
but they'll see pictures of me licking Sal's balls on the internet, and they're like, "What do you do at your job?"
We conquered 3 blocks in Japan. Woof. That's not my cup of tea.
There's a song with a pretty acoustic part at the beginning.
I like a song I can get a massage to and sleep during it.
Wait, this is not your album.
This is. Oy vey. It's not. It's not for me. But listen, your fans are out there. I know they love it.
And thank you for playing it, Howard. I
You
appreciate
write the
it.
words? What are you singing about?
Yeah.
Heavy stuff, deeper stuff than you would think I am capable of.
All right, I got to take a break. Richard's new album is called what?
Cold Winds on Timeless Days.
Cold Winds on Timeless Days. Charred Walls of the Damned. I was going to say Charles Waltz.
Charles Waltz.
Charles Waltz.
Charles Waltz.
Scott, what do you want? Do you want to get fired?
I don't want to.
Do you want to get fired?
Tim, you
Do you want
always
the job?
threaten my job.
Do you want the job?
Always.
Do you want the job?
always threaten me with
Do you
my
want-
job.
do you want the job?
Of course I
Do you
want
want
the
the
job.
job?
If you think you got to
All
fire
right,
me,
then do the job.
You got to. I
Then
do
do
the
the
job.
job.
Don't get nasty
Then
with
do
me.
the job.
Okay? You always hang my job over my head, which is pretty fucking rude. Don't hang my job over my head anymore.
Go to Gary Page 1 real quick, and I'm going to play you some 3 interesting Scott things in a row.
Gary Page 1?
Yeah, we're going to start with him and Tim fighting in the hallway, starting in green.
He's really worked up about this.
Yes.
bowling. It's driving
This,
him nuts.
they have video of this if you wanted it also.
30 seconds is too much time. I get it that you like to bowl, but I need you here. You're a valuable employee. Sorry, maybe next time. And that would have ended 1 month ago.
I
All
wish he'd
needed
be in
was
charge
an
of
answer
something.
1 month ago. The whole thing would have been fucking over. I didn't perpetuate it. He did. He said, go to him. You said, go to him. You said, go to him. He said, I'll talk to him. Everybody said, friendly advice isn't an official.
I told you don't do it. Scott, what do you want? You want to get fired?
I don't want to.
Do you want to get fired?
Tim, you
Do you want
always
the job?
threaten my job.
Do you want the
Always.
job? Do you want the job?
always threaten me with
Do you
my
want-
job.
do you want the job?
Of course I
Do you
want
want
the
the
job.
job?
If you think you got to
All
fire
right,
me,
then
then
do the job.
Scott just
I
walked
do
by.
the job. Don't get nasty with me. Okay?
I heard it.
You always hang my job. That's not a funny issue because he always does. Seriously, he always hangs my job.
That
over
is
my
crazy.
head.
Do you want the job?
But this is the 5th time in the last year he's
Well, do you
done
want
that
the
to
job?
me. No, I don't want the job.
Give him an answer. He wants an answer. He wants an answer like you want it. Just give him an answer. Say, yeah, I want the job.
But he does this to me all the time. He hangs my job over my head.
But does it? Well, I got a different. I got a different.
What do you think it is?
I think that he's nicely trying to tell you that you need to do a better job, or you need to do what you're supposed to be doing.
Want it around here.
Right. He's saying that we like what you do.
I'm not looking to be a professional. I appreciate everything you do for me. I don't want to argue with anybody. You know me.
No one's mad. Don't worry. You're all right. You're okay. Calm down.
I got more stuff to go over. I'm sorry.
You got enough to worry about.
I do. Believe me.
You gotta make sure your wife doesn't call.
That's why I want to go to Vegas.
Now there's an honest statement.
All right, hold on. We got.
Go ahead. What else you got? Oh, am I on?
You got 45
Sky,
seconds.
don't worry. Everything's all right. No one's taking your job.
Thank you.
Oh, there's so much going on. Scott and Tim were yelling in the hall about the bowling.
Yeah, that's been the topic of the day.
Yeah, they were. Then Scott came to me. Tim's always threatening to take his job, but I said, I don't think he's threatening to take your job, but he wants to know if you want the job. What place is a powder keg?
Scott, I know you said no answer means no answer in your book.
No answer is no answer.
But in your heart of hearts, did you think that Howard was
I didn't
trying to tell you no?
Yeah, I don't know what's in his head, to tell you the truth.
Do you think he made the comparison to his brother-in-law that works for Microsoft, who doesn't
Does
have
his
direct...
brother-in-law deal with Bill Gates or is close to Bill Gates in any way? Does his brother-in-law work for somebody for 26 years and has daily contact with that person? No, I don't think so.
But you don't think you overstepped your bounds at all by
By asking a question? No, I don't. Not at all. I don't. I have no problem asking a question and expecting an answer. There's no problem. You know, if somebody is too imbecile or, you know, it's ridiculous to think that they can't answer a question. The whole thing would have been over 1 month ago if I got an answer yes or no. End of deal. Scott, we understand you want to go. We need you here. Sorry. Would have been over. Would I have been happy about it? No. Am I happy about it now that I can't go? No. That's life. But I do think I deserved the proper answer.
How much of this is about your desire to bowl, and how much of is about the disrespect you feel you've received?
Of course I want to bowl, but it's
20
more about the respect of giving me an answer. I mean, it was a thrill to bowl. But as you know, it was boring because you were there. It was boring for other people. Okay, I get it. Don't cover it. You don't want to cover it. I just asked for some time off. I asked a fucking question. If everybody gets out of sorts for a question, you know, just give me the respect of an answer. That's all.
What about Howard's criticism that, you know, you never email him about things that you could do better for the show, or you don't bring that same passion to the show, the foundation?
There was no passion. I emailed him a question. I don't know what the passion is.
Well, he's saying he'd like to, you know, have other emails from you asking, you know, what can I do better?
I send him stuff all the time for the show. I'm always working for the show. He knows that. I send him. I got complimented in a meeting a couple of weeks ago. He knows that I send him. I'm always doing work for the show. I send him emails constantly about the show. So I don't know where that came from either.
So this just all speaks to unfairness and disrespect from your vantage point.
That's how I feel. I mean, yeah, I get it that he appreciates me. That's great, and I love to be appreciated. But, you know, it would have ended a month ago if I would have gotten an answer from somebody, and not as a friendly advice. I advise you to drop it. That's what does that mean? It's that as a threat. To me, that's a threat. Oh, I'd like to give you some friendly advice. That's not an answer.
There's obviously some tension between you and Tim Sabian. Does this date back to? Does this go much farther back than the bowling?
I'm not going into that.
Okay.
What's going on, Ronnie?
So Ass Napkin Ed and Debbie the Pet Lady showed up here, and she's out of her fucking skull. So we're gonna bring her in here. And dude, believe me, this is no act. She's nuts.
Ed? Hey. Debbie, good morning.
Good morning. It's not a good morning, all right? It's really not a good
Why? What's the matter?
Because I don't got my glasses!
I told her to put these on.
Because I had to rush because of this fucking nut, okay? You have no clue what he did to me today.
Put them on for the camera, at least.
No, I'm not wearing
it.
You put those stupid shits on. Don't point the camera at me. Take this shit off. No!
Camera.
Debbie, please don't
yell. All right, I'm not going to yell.
Please don't yell.
I know.
Hi,
good morning, good morning.
I'm sorry. I got a headache myself.
Right here. We're going here, guys.
Got that shirt on, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Really not in a good mood.
So
I'm sorry, I don't want to yell. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell.
Sit tight, and we're going to bring you in a couple of minutes, okay?
Thanks. I
Debbie,
appreciate it.
what's the matter?
She's
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, quick. A quick story.
He started at 12 o'clock. He took the trip. He actually made it to the city,
Right.
okay? And then he tells me, I'm coming to your house, Debbie. So at 12 o'clock at night, I'm getting ready at 12 o'clock at night. My son is fine with me. Mommy, why are you bringing this guy to our house? I said, but Dad, Brody, he's part of the Howard Stern show. He's not enough.
Calm down for nothing.
Okay, so I'm fine with my son. My son is getting crazy. I finally call my son now. We're waiting up 1:30 at night. He tells me, finally, where are you coming? No, I fell asleep. Then,
Karen, guess what?
So-
I fell asleep in the
he goes,
Penn Station.
when are you coming
I
to
fell-
the train station?
Now let me tell him.
Hello, I was supposed to leave my house at 1:30 in the morning to come to the train station. So I said, well, I'll be there in a couple of hours, okay? So then I figured, let me call him back to see what he's doing. I said, well, you're going to definitely meet me at the train station. He goes, well, I'm going my way down to the Howard
well, I
Stern
fell
show.
asleep in the
You're
cab.
on your way to the Howard Stern show. You weren't going to meet me at the train station. So me, I had to jump in the fucking shower. No,
hit me with the fucking baton.
do you think the cops actually kicked him out of the train station?
It might hit me in my
Do you think the cops kicked him out of the train station?
Yes.
Please?
For sleeping there? If they catch you sleeping there, they'll probably what he did is, I got this.
Right.
He's sleeping, he came back with his nightstick and he tapped him.
Well, why would he have
Get out of here.
Exactly.
Well, he was supposed to meet me at the train station. Then I get to the train station.
Yeah,
I left at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm reaching that train station. I get on track 16. Track 16. Is he at track 16?
I'm going to guess no.
No.
No, I was at track 11.
No.
Yes, I was.
You were not at track 16.
I was at 11.
11, yes! What were you doing at 11? I'm at 16. There's nobody at the train station. Nuts are walking around there.
All right, I'll be back for both of you in a little while. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to bring you in.
And then you didn't even know how to get to the Howard Stern show.
All right, I'm going to bring you in. Just stay close to the microphones when I bring you in, okay? Sit tight, guys. I'll be back for you in just a few minutes.
You had me walking like a nut.
I didn't have you walking.
You had me walking. You said you knew where to go. Didn't you say you knew where to go, Ed?
I
Who
did
looks
know
good,
where
Ed?
to go.
Who
Sit
looks
down.
good, Ed?
Sit your
Who
ass
looks
down.
good? Ed, but did you
Stop.
said I look good though,
Sit over
right?
here. Sit over
yeah,
here.
sit over here now. It's
Now
like,
you-
sit
now
over
you're
here.
ruining- that's Howard's
Oh,
gift.
that's Howard's gift, right? But who
Yeah.
bought Howard's gift,
That's
right?
Howard's gift. We got Howard a gift.
Who bought it?
Let me see that, by the
I'm
way.
paying you
open
half
that
of
up?
it.
We had a better gift.
Show,
is it?
show
What
him
is
the
it?
gift.
Let me
I'm
see.
sorry, who's this new guy here?
That's the new
Could you
news
take it
gift.
out?
My nerves, I'm shaking.
Would you stop?
What is that?
It's a candy dish. It's a cookie dish.
We got him there.
I actually had a
I was
better
gonna-
gift for him, but I was such a rush. I forgot my
was gonna get
glasses.
him-
I have no glasses
I was
on.
gonna get him. I was
Ronnie,
gonna
you
get him.
checking out to make sure that it's safe to bring into the studio?
Yeah, but you know, we don't. First of all, we don't
He was
accept
cheap. He didn't
we
want
don't
to buy
accept
the nice
any
painting.
kind of food up here. So
See, I should have got him.
I don't know what I don't know what they
You
want
were
to do.
supposed to
But
get the chess set. Why did
I was
you
gonna get him a
Why?
chess-
Yeah, tell him at the chess set. Tell him at the chess
maybe
set.
it's something we'll leave on display in the studio
Yeah,
or something.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll keep it on display.
But nobody's.
Or Benji will eat
Nobody
it
will
or
eat it.
something. I bet Benji.
Tell him
will
about
eat
the
it.
chess
The
set.
policy is not to accept food for safety.
Exactly. We don't know what's in it, who made it.
What there's
the deal.
what is in there?
So
I don't know. What is it? Anyway, you picked it out.
You gotta get like one of those food testers.
He picked it out.
no, we just don't accept it.
Like
Really? But why?
the king had like.
Because we don't know who made it. We don't know where
yeah,
it
but
came from.
Didn't like a king or
I mean, I
something?
know you brought it, but you didn't make it, so we don't know what's in it.
It was from a bakery, goddammit.
Doesn't matter. We don't know who.
What the fuck you think we got it from a bakery? And a bakery put some fucking bomb in this shit? Why don't you say you got a fucking twan this
What
shit?
is that gonna
and you're
do?
gonna see
If
there's
there's
no
poison-
fucking poison
if there's
in it.
poison in
Like
it,
we're
that's
gonna
not gonna
poison
mean
fucking
anything.
Howard, please.
I don't
All right, don't
I
give
don't
him
know
the fucking
anything
gift.
about
I knew
it.
we should have gotten the fucking.
No, he's
Nah,
gonna
you
put it on
stupid. All right,
display.
yeah, we'll put it on display. Display this.
I'm not displaying it. I don't want it.
I'm listening to the Howard 100 News yesterday, and I think Shuli, it was Shuli did a report with Debbie the Pet Lady and Ass Napkin Ed. And the whole thing is that the two of them, remember when they scammed us and they said they were going on dates?
Couple, yeah.
What's happened is she had completely cut herself off from an Ass Napkin Ed.
Yeah.
Ass Napkin Ed somehow worked his way back into her life, and now they are legitimately going out on a
Are
date.
you buying this?
Yeah, no, they're here together, and they said, "Gee,
So?
we
Whoa.
So, what was that? Who was that?
No. I moved the microphone stand.
Oh, okay.
That was weird.
I thought it was a belch.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they said they're going to be down here. They'd love to get on for 5 minutes and say hello to the audience and talk about this date. Now, in the middle of talking about the date, she starts screaming at him because her hair isn't going to look good. She's nervous about what she looks like. And it was the funniest report I'd heard in a real long time.
In the middle of this report?
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Well, they show up arguing, but it's just her. She likes to fight. He's very docile.
Yeah, he
about
doesn't
that
care.
stuff.
So anyway, for 5 minutes, I thought it'd be interesting to find out what this date
I'm
is.
not buying it because they've scammed us before.
No, this is the first time they've ever physically been together.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Hi
Debbie.
there.
And Debbie,
Hi, Howard.
hey, Ass Napkin, how are you? And Debbie, how are you? Looking beautiful, by the way.
Howard,
I think.
Can I put my sunglasses on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you have an image to maintain.
Is that okay?
No.
819 to you and 143.
Debbie, first of all, you may thank me for lining up that dog you found and getting him an operation.
I don't want to keep these.
Can I say thank you, Howard?
Yes.
Thank you, Howard. I wanted to say thank you so much for helping Stitches.
You know what's funny? I'm looking at you. You are a good-looking woman. You are.
Come here.
Ed.
Come here.
Ed.
What?
She's an attractive woman.
Yeah.
I mean, she got nice long hair. A lot of women who get older, they cut their hair too short.
Yep. It's nice long hair.
Don't touch her physically.
She said I guess.
Yeah, he was trying to get cheap shots off me today during our little date.
All right, the two of you kind of met on the phone. You kind of scammed me that you were going out. It was a funny idea. Whatever reason, I don't know. You wanted to get on the air, but now you legitimately are
on a date.
On a date.
On a real date.
This is the first time you two have seen each other.
The first time.
Are you attracted to him?
Well, I like Ed. You know, physically, he's a nice-looking guy. I like him, but he just makes me nervous because I feel like he's not
real. Not real.
Yeah, you know.
Because is this a bit or is it?
No, is it a bit
Howard,
or is he really
it's not.
into me?
This
Right.
time it's not a bit.
You want to know something? I agree with
Ask
her.
him.
I have trouble reading you sometimes, Ed.
Why is he saying it's not a bit this time?
It's not because I'm trying to.
Get close to that microphone.
I'm trying.
Why does he get the microphone?
You have one.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Howard, this time I'm trying to fuck her.
Okay. That's legitimate.
Yeah.
That's an honest guy. You want to fuck her and leave her, or do you want to fuck her and have a relationship?
Yeah, we can relationship.
No, you want a relationship with me, or do you just want a quick fuck?
Show me your ass.
You know, you've seen my ass, all right? Stop playing this.
He's seen your ass naked?
No, not naked.
Right.
He was eyeing me up and down in the
You got
terminal.
a good figure.
You know, yeah, I keep in shape, Howard, and trust me, look at, I'm not the brag enough, and he's been worried about my age. You know, I am up there. I'm not going to lie. I'm 49 years old,
look
and
terrific.
I think I look pretty damn good for my age.
Howard,
okay?
She does.
Howard, at the end,
And
never
there's
ride
no
the Sibian.
plastic surgeries because I can't afford that shit, you know. So I think for my age,
Do you ever put on do you ever put on like a sexy dress and
No,
heels and
I
all that?
don't
You always wear pants?
No, I'm a jeansy type of girl. You
I
know?
told her to wear a
He wanted me to
miniskirt.
wear a dress, and I'm not getting dressed up in dresses. Okay, I'm running around in fucking New York. What the
Do you
fuck?
have
I'm
a
not,
miniskirt? Do you own a miniskirt? You have nice legs, I bet.
I don't wear dresses, Howard, because
At
I'm
all?
not really into the dresses.
Right. You like to wear jeans
I
and
just
stuff.
wear jeans and sweats,
Right.
and then all my tie my hair back, and I'm just more like,
Guys must hit
Where
on you.
did they go on the date? What was this date?
Well, we're supposed to go on. Robin!
Hello.
Why did you block me off the Twitter, man?
I didn't block you
Yes,
off
you did.
Twitter.
You blocked me off the. I'll get on to
You're
that.
probably not even on my
No,
Twitter
she blocked
page.
me. She blocked
From what,
me.
Twitter?
She blocked
I
me.
didn't block you.
She wouldn't even know how to block you.
She blocked me from Twitter.
She wouldn't even
and
know
another
how.
thing, Howard, I respond to you on Twitter, and you don't even fucking respond back.
I don't even read it. I've never read a comment from you.
Could you follow me?
There are thousands of...
Howard, follow me.
I don't want to read what you write.
I don't.
We'll see. Maybe I will. Ed.
What?
I just want to know one thing. I happen to think Debbie's a nice lady. Are you going to go on a date with her?
Yeah.
And
I don't believe you're
Finish
a nice
the date.
guy.
Finish the date today. Finish the date, Howard.
are you going to... are you really... don't fuck her over. I know you might get in her pants and fuck her, and then if you leave her, she's going to be devastated.
How did he get here, by the way?
Oh, Howard, you don't even want to know what he put me through. I have not gotten any sleep tonight. He told me he was going to meet me at 12 o'clock o'clock. He was going to spend the night, and then he's telling me I'm waiting up at 12 o'clock for him, all right?
Right.
He made it to Penn Station, but he never made it to my house. He told me he fell asleep.
Right.
So
I fell asleep, and the cop came and hit me with his baton or his blackjack.
And then he's making it feel like if I didn't get to the city, he was going to leave the terminal and he wasn't going to meet me at Penn Station.
I got to be honest with you. The thing I don't get about this is you seem kind of desperate for him. You're hot. You don't need him.
He's constantly putting you Howard, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm hot, too.
No, but
I can get any woman I want.
You should really hook me up and find me a guy who really wants to be with me, okay?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why are you staying awake waiting for him? He should be burning to get into your
Are
apartment.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
I can get any fucking woman I want.
No, what I'm saying is, she's worth.
Where are they, Ed? Where are they?
I get them. I get them all the time.
Yeah, that's why you got to call me back again, right? Because do you like me though? Do you want to go out with me on the real side, or what? Yeah, because look, we got the looks out of the way you said you like me, and stuff, but do you want to go out on a date again? Do you? Well, we gonna finish the date today? Are you gonna take me out on a real date?
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. I want to go out on a date. I want to have
somewhere.
we're kind of tired, but
this is another scam.
No, this is not a scam.
No, Robin, it is.
No.
You better watch yourself.
No, Robin, it ain't.
This is not a scam.
I don't really care what it is. I'll listen to her all day.
Did Ed pay for his own
Ed,
bus or train ticket?
I heard you on the news. You told Shuli you're going to take her to McDonald's because you don't have a lot of
we
money.
We don't have a lot of money.
Right, and that's fine. And you said, hey, I'm fine with that.
I like McDonald's. I like junk, the hamburger joints, restaurants. I'm not like
Are you gonna leave here? Because I'm running out of time. I just want to know. Are you gonna leave here and take her out on a date?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
I go anywhere we want to go that's free and cheap. We don't care, We go to McDonald's, we could just take a little walk.
But you can't act like an asshole.
In McDonald's, you have to have
Well,
manners?
I have mood swings.
You can't act like an asshole.
I can't.
At McDonald's, you can't act like an asshole. Well, maybe that's right.
I've never heard a line like that.
I'm not gonna lie. I have very bad mood swings, so I do tend to flip out a little bit on a real side. So I am
at McDonald's, you're going to treat him nicely and not yell at him.
Yeah, I won't yell at you, Ed, but I just want you to be sincere with me.
Right, and Ed, drop all the bullshit and stop with let me see your ass and let me see you.
I'm not.
You got to be a gentleman.
How do you even get a date talking like that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because if anything happens with me, and I don't want to be
Let's give a hug.
I don't want to be. No, wait. If anything happens with us, like we do kiss or we have whatever.
Have you ever kissed him?
No.
No.
Let's do it.
We had a hug. I hugged him because I was so happy to see him when I caught him in the terminal.
Let's kiss for Howard.
You want to try kissing him? You want to kiss Ed?
Not on TV. No.
Don't film. Where's the film?
Cut the camera. No.
Where's the
I
film?
can't. It's too embarrassing.
All right, give me a hug then.
No hug.
Give him a hug. Give him a hug. Oh my God, he almost raped her.
You're funny.
Wow, that was romantic.
How did he go from being ass napkin Ed to this guy?
He's smooth. Ed is smooth.
Robin, I get all kinds
But you don't.
of pussy.
Boy,
I know. I heard.
You get tons of pussy?
I get all kinds of pussy.
I don't believe that.
I don't either.
I don't. You believe that, Howard?
I think Ed's a nice guy, but I don't think he gets tons of pussy.
I don't think so.
I don't
either.
think you do either.
When's the last time you got pussy?
A couple months ago.
Really?
Oh, a couple months.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Then
Yeah,
you got
but
some.
I'm not even trying.
Right.
You fall into it by accident.
Yeah.
Right. Well, listen, I don't even care if you're scamming me or not. I find this all very entertaining. And,
no, this is not a scam. We really wanted to.
We did it to you once.
I really
We're
like.
not doing it
To
again.
be honest with you, I do have a liking for Ed. You know, and I really, hope he's not playing me.
And look,
I told him to be honest with me.
She's a lot taller than me because she got high
I got little
heels
heels on. But I told him to be honest with me. If we just wanted to be, to go out for our date.
How do you look naked? Good? Seriously.
Let her ride the Sibian.
No, freak you. Why'd you make a Sibian? You ride the fucking
I'll
Sibian,
ride
okay?
the
Yeah, you would ride
Debbie,
it.
how do you look nude? Are you proud of your body?
Answer those questions, Howard.
Are you proud of your body?
No, I'm not proud of my body.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought you were. I'm looking.
She's got nice tits.
Yeah, she does.
Let's not talk about my body.
Smooth.
Let's talk about your body.
I got a beer belly. I know. What
How do you look naked, Ed?
You want to see?
He'll show you.
I was hoping Debbie would show us, not you. And where's your teeth? Are they falling out of your head?
Oh, you know what? I want to show you this thing I got for my teeth.
All right. Well, all right, listen, I got to move on anyway.
Yeah, we didn't want to come here to take your time, Howard.
Right. Debbie, good luck on your date.
I've never heard of a date happening at this time of the morning.
I hope you find romance. I do.
I just hope he really wants to have a nice afternoon with me.
Can I be honest with you? I don't
Do
think...
you think we make a good little couple?
No.
No?
Because I feel
Ed's
Ed...
on the up and up about
You don't think
anything.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Ed wants to fuck you and then...
That's it, right?
Get out of
tell
town.
everybody.
And believe me, on some level, that would be humorous because, then you would be screaming and yelling at him and it would be great radio.
Oh, forget it. If he plays me, it's going to be murder, right?
But I think Ed might break your heart.
Gary, bring my bag in. I just want to show him those teeth.
No, it's okay.
No,
we don't
come
want
on. They look like Gary.
No, we don't want to hold them
Howard,
up.
they look like Gary's teeth. They sell them on the computer.
Ed, be nice to Debbie, the pet lady.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Howard.
See how it goes.
And Robin, thank you.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Good to see you, Debbie.
Howard,
Yes.
can you give me any contest money or no?
See, look at him.
Contest
He doesn't even have money to
I
take
came
her
all
on
this
a date.
motherfucking way.
Nobody
I didn't
asked
tell you to.
We're going to go to McDonald's. Don't worry about it.
Give us money for the date or something.
See,
Stop
this is not
begging.
about him wanting her.
We don't worry. We made out fine. We'll manage our little date fine.
Right.
We're just happy that you took the time to let us up.
Are you
here.
going to let him sleep over?
If he wanted to, I would let him spend the day, and that's up to him. I told him he can come
Are
back.
you afraid that he would be nonstop amorous and try to get in your pants every second if he's alone in the house with you?
No, he wouldn't actually be alone because my son would be there.
Yeah, but your son's a kid. I mean, isn't he?
He's a teenager.
He's a teenager. Could he beat up Ed?
I don't think he would like Ed too much.
Right.
Being there, though. He actually got really pissed off at me last night when I told him Ed was going to be coming over, and then he was fighting with me. So thank God that Ed didn't actually pop in. But,
would Ed stay in your bed?
No. Ed would sleep either in the cat room or in the couch.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you two kids. Let me know what happens. Listen, Debbie's very volatile.
She's
and
a sweetheart.
She is sweet.
Howard, can I get a picture with you? You never give me a picture.
No, I got to go do the show.
Yeah, let him do the show.
Let me go. Come on.
Peace. Thanks so much, Ed.
Thank you.
Ed,
Ed,
Howard.
it's fine.
819.
819, my
That's
friend.
some code of his.
All right, Ed.
I forget what it means.
All right, yeah.
Ed's one of those guys. He's like, get my teeth. Let's take a picture.
Yeah, he
Give me
just
money.
come in
Yeah.
with his teeth.
No, there's a guy who's, I believe, is perfectly physically able to work, right?
Yes, but I don't know. Do you want him working for you?
No, but
all right.
We got high-level things going on here.
He's able to work,
But nobody wants to work with him.
He's a strange guy.
How old is Debbie? Do you know?
She's 49.
49.
I was saying to Will, I know this is crazy.
I think she's good looking.
I mean, for a 49-year-old woman, she's in really good shape.
She looks good. That's right. When you're crazy,
It doesn't crack.
A lot of people don't eat when they're crazy.
Doesn't crack.
But the other thing, we were trying to figure out, she's like, oh, it would have been weird for my son if Ed came over. Where do you think that falls on the level of weird shit in that house?
Very, very slow, very low. All right, thank you.
Debbie, come over here.
Thanks, Rick.
Come here, you two lovebirds. Come talk to me for a second.
What's up?
Ed, are you really going to treat this seriously and take Howard's advice and treat her like the lady that she deserves to be treated as?
I hope he is.